And who's ready for another broadcast week of MJ broadcast crapulence? Fester, you in on the deal here?
Yes, crapulence is what I'm looking forward to.
Now, you didn't hit the gator. You just stopped after seeing the gator. Is that the story?
This poor bastard must have been hit 100 times.
Please watch your language. It's,
It's a little early.
When you see the picture, you'll agree. This poor gator.
I have seen the picture. I don't want to post the picture. I don't think there's any reason. So how many people contacted you and said, hey, I saw you on the side of the road? Fester tells me that people were texting him, or how else were they messaging you to say?
I got 2 texts from different listeners.
Right.
Did you hit a gator on the side of the road?
What are the odds of that? Listeners are driving by, they see you on the shoulder of I-4.
And they know your number.
They're regular listeners, and they remember Fester's cell number is 813-310-8444.
I mean, I was out there for like 4 or 5 minutes. I mean, hundreds of cars passed me.
That's dangerous.
What were you doing? Why?
Yeah. By the way, welcome, folks. Hang on, we'll get to the story in a second. Let me just greet everybody officially. Welcome, everybody. Monday morning, MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Cash Kitty back at 8 o'clock. So your chance to win $1,000 on the way. Hey, I also have a pretty major announcement tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, 7:45, a major, huge, humongous, serious announcement. 7:45 tomorrow morning, MJ Morning Show here on Q105. All right. So you're on I-4. Is this eastbound or westbound? Was it Saturday or Sunday?
It was Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Eastbound. Right before exit 14.
So you're heading to your RV gig?
So Sunday, RV place opens up at 11.
Mm-hmm.
This is about like 10:45 that I'm driving by.
Oh, you're driving there right before you have to start work.
Listen,
good job.
That's how I roll.
Showing up right on. Oh, just like the morning show.
No matter what job.
Why would the RV gig be any different?
Listen,
that's efficient.
It's a start time. It's a start time. Boom, boom.
No, it's not. It's called.
You don't get employee of the month if you show up 3 minutes early around here, right? Roxanne, have you ever?
Nor do you get employee of the month if you stay 6 hours late.
That's right.
Have you ever been employee of the month here?
There's no such thing.
Yes, there is.
It's not like, hey, you don't get a sticker on the back of your car.
There is an employee of the month. I get an email.
There's like sometimes if you do digital posts, you're the digital employee of the month.
No. I get an email. I get a company email with the employee of the month.
Oh, that's right. Oh, there is one. You were at last month. You didn't see?
Thanks. Yeah, thanks.
You didn't notice? Yeah, you were employee of the month last month?
I was not, and I never am the employee of the month. I've never been the employee of the month anywhere I've ever worked. I just produce money for these people, but I'm never the employee of the month.
Susan in accounting is employee of the month.
Exactly.
Or Claire at the front desk.
It's typically the unsung heroes that are the employees of the month.
Like Froggy.
But we get an email, Roxanne. We get an email every month.
Digital, but it's recognized. It's recognizing different things. It's not like employee of the month.
I'm not trying to get into a spitting contest.
There's an email anyway. So Fester, you're on your way to work. You're Johnny come lately, or Johnny come late, I should say.
No, Johnny come in 3 minutes early.
Okay.
So
right on time.
I'm sitting there in the caddy, windows rolled down, big nasty cigar just honking on it, blowing out beautiful blue smoke through the sunroof. And I start to approach exit 14, which is McIntosh Road.
Right.
And I'm like, holy crap, what is that on the side of the road?
You think it was a body? It looked like a body from
For
far
a
away.
second, I thought it was because I saw the...
Don't describe it.
You don't need to be... Listen, the gator got run over by like 100 cars or something.
It was an 8-foot alligator.
He did some rolls.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Fester decides he's going to pull off on the shoulder, which is really safe on I-4.
So no, I passed it. Then I call into the store. I'm like, hey, guys. Yeah, instead of being 3 minutes early, I'm going to be like 15 minutes late.
Why? You passed it? Did you get off at an exit and loop around?
I went to McIntosh.
Or did you just put your car in reverse and reverse like half a mile?
I didn't process it fast enough as being so entertaining for this job.
Okay.
Would you want gator meat?
Well, you know what? If it was a little fresher. I drove past it, got off at McIntosh, and took 92 back to the previous exit.
Right.
And then I stopped, and this was fresh.
And that's when people saw you on the side of the shoulder, and people were like, hey, Fester, did you hit that gator?
And there were car parts, like fender parts.
Oh, yeah, those things have like an outer armor shell. I had a buddy that was driving an old, like, late 90s BMW M3. And he was up in, I think, Odessa. And he was driving on, like, a dark 2-lane road at night up in Odessa, and he hit an armadillo.
Oh. Flipped his car?
That'll screw your car up.
Yeah, that really will.
Man, it's like
that's like hitting a speed hump.
So it's like hitting a bowling ball.
Yeah, right?
You imagine you're driving 55 miles an hour on a back road. Boom! Bowling ball. It was an armadillo. And it just like ripped the whole front of his car off. It's tragic. So Fester.
There were a lot of plastic pieces and one messed up alligator.
Oh, it'll chew up bumpers. You know what? Can I mention something else? I have noticed like a rash of front bumpers all over the road. Have you noticed the same thing?
I've seen them before. I've seen them all the time.
Yeah, you have to dodge them sometimes on the highway.
Yeah, and some of the bumpers were Dodge. No, but for whatever reason, the last 3 weeks, I'm seeing car bumpers, the whole front facade, because they're all plastic these days, the big wraparounds. I'm just seeing them on the side of the road. I'm like, what's going on here? Why is there like a bumper crisis all over the place? That's crazy. Anyway, so Fester, I don't know if I would have recommended pulling your car off. And
what were you expecting to do? Just look at it, you creep?
Well, yeah.
Because, one of the issues is when people drive, they tend to aim the car
where you look,
where their eyes are. And that works in a positive fashion when you're trying to stay on the road, but it also works negatively if they see like this big giant like hippo on the side of the road
taking picture of another animal
of an alligator, they could drift toward you.
Okay, MJ, that's something that you do all the time. I don't know if you're a drifter, but you're always like, hey, did you see this boat on the side of the road? Did you see this on the side of the road?
But I'm conscious, but I make an extra special attempt to make sure that I might look at something, but I don't drift that way. It's subconsciously people tend to drift and go where they look. I make an effort, and I have a total consciousness that I'm not, if I'm looking on the side of the road, I'm not going to veer off the interstate. So I make a complete effort. All right, anyway, Fester,
yes.
I'm glad you didn't get run over. And yes, that was Fester taking pictures of an alligator that got run over on I-4 eastbound. However, Fester's smashing 2010 Caddy did not hit the gator, so your car is intact. Although I've noticed some serious paint peeling on the front quarter panel, the front right quarter panel of your car.
We have a paint issue.
Yeah, you do have a paint issue. Your paint is peeling. I see bare metal on your car now.
Luckily, the bare metal, but underneath is black as well, so it blends in fairly well.
No, it doesn't. I saw you on the road. It does not blend in fairly well. All right, 6:08, just getting rolling. It's a busy Monday on the MJ Morning Show. Don't move. We shall return in minutes. Pat's got traffic. We got to do something about the pathetic empty box. Welcome, folks. MJ Morning Show. MJ here with Fester, Roxanne, Froggy. 6:20. It is a Monday morning. The Cash Kitty comes back at 8 o'clock. So right at 8 o'clock, we'll give you that keyword. You text it or you put it on the app or the website, and you can win $1,000. Happens at 8 o'clock this morning. Cash Kitty back all week. And then it happens again at 10 a.m. right after the show. And then noon, 3, and 5 p.m. later today. Cash Kitty, $1,000 every single time here on the MJ Morning Show and all day on Q105 standby. So do you know what I'm talking about when I talk about or mention the pathetic empty box and we got to do something about this?
What box? Is it in the building?
Yes.
Did I see
Yes.
Did I see a box like for a clothing drive or something?
Yes, you did.
There's a bunch of pathetic things
Yeah.
laying around this place. It's hard to pick them out.
They're like the studios.
I mean,
But they're finally getting redone.
It is fun to count the stains on the floor.
You know what you ought to do? You ought to get some white spray paint, just connect the dots. Or
Yeah.
just spray paint the carpet with all the stains and just connect
It
the
looks
dots.
like somebody just held like a can of oil and dripped it down the entire hallway.
I don't know what that is. You know, it's like coffee or something.
Yeah,
can't be
I guess
coffee.
so. It's
It
too
can't.
dark.
You
to
know,
be-
too dark.
All right, so
All right, moving on.
Fester, you're correct. There's a clothing drive box in our lobby,
That's where I saw it. Yeah.
and the clothing drive started officially last week, but it was there like a week ahead of time. And there is nothing in the box, and it's for Metropolitan Ministries. I feel kind of bad here.
Okay.
So I took a picture of the note. It's the clothing drive, Metropolitan Ministries. Hope is here. Needed items, men's shirts, men's pants, shoes, men's undergarments, women's undergarments,
Ugh.
men's business professional, women's business professional, children's clothing, children's shoes, teen clothing, teen shoes, baby clothing.
Can't they just say everything?
Yeah, all clothing.
I got a crap load of T-shirts, that I've collected over the years. I have a ton of T-shirts, and I only wear like a handful of the T-shirts that I have. But I don't see T-shirts on the list. Is
I'm
that
sure it's not everything except T-shirts.
No. We don't want your T-shirt.
I mean, they asked for used underwear, didn't they?
well? They ask for underwear. I don't know if you're supposed to put new or used. You're supposed to go to like
Just put some
Yeah.
chicken scratched up.
You're supposed to go
underwear
to,
in there.
you're supposed to go to Walmart or Target and
Yeah.
buy something new, like a 3-pack of Hanes or something, or Fruit of the Loom, and drop it in.
Yeah, I don't think you donate underwear. Nobody does that.
Well, it says men's undergarments. Did you hear what I said?
yeah.
Of course I heard what you said, but I don't think anybody donates their used
I would.
underwear.
I'll
Who
melt-
would do that?
I would melt a Snickers bar in it and put it in there.
That'd be
A little
awesome.
joke.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
because
like skid marks underwear.
the
Jeez,
folks
come
at
on.
Met Men have such a big sense of humor.
I would not.
Anyway,
do that.
we
I'm
gotta
gonna
put some.
put Hal Herman put his jacket in there. I don't.
We got to put some stuff in the box. No, seriously, guys, all kidding aside, I feel bad. The Metropolitan Ministries clothing drive box here in our office building is empty. I mean, there's nothing in there. Nothing.
Go buy
See-
some clothes and put it in.
No, well, would you give second? Does it say has to be new?
Take
No,
your
it
shirt
doesn't
off.
have to be new. It doesn't have to be new from what he said, but I'm just saying I don't know who would donate used underwear.
Here,
All
put
right,
my
let
pants.
me-
Here, put my pants in it for the day.
All right, Froggy's taking his pants off.
Here you go.
Don't throw your pants. I don't want your pants.
Okay, sorry, Met Ministries.
He just threw his pants at me.
You want my boxers?
I don't want. Leave your boxers on.
Look at,
All right, let me read the flyer.
Look at MJ looking a gift horse in the mouth.
Let me read what the flyer says. It reads, Metropolitan Ministries provides clothing to nearly 100 families and individuals who are homeless or at risk of being homeless every day through our Metro Outfitters Closet. Your donations of clothing will bring hope to families in need. BOMA, B-O-M-A, Greater Tampa Bay, once again, will host a clothing drive to help Metropolitan Ministries. We need locations for donation barrels. All right, well, we got a box. We don't have a barrel.
There you go.
We have buildings collecting needs to have a
This is not a
person-
contest, guys. This is not a contest. This is
Oh
not
my
a
God!
contest.
Oh, what are you?
Stop it.
Oh my
There you go.
Fester! Oh God, they're warm.
Yeah, I've been wearing them.
Fester just threw his
Yeah.
warm pants at me.
There you go.
I'm holding them up on MJTV.
Ew, why are they warm?
My
Because you have
God.
body heat, of course. Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
Come on, you
take
put them in
your
the box.
pants back.
Belt on there, you know.
My God, I just had So Froggy throws his pants at me. Those are like gym shorts.
Yes, that's what
Yeah.
I wear.
Yeah,
Gym shorts
Froggy's
is not on the list.
Froggy hurls gym shorts at me.
Basketball shorts.
Fester hurls his
Khaki dress pants.
khaki pants at me.
Yeah.
Are those,
Roxanne?
Your turn, Rox.
Ew, look at his underwear. Ew.
well, I can't see it. What's up with his
I
underwear?
don't know. It's all tight and
Are you wearing?
Actually,
Oh, stop!
Actually, that's Fester's
Oh, my
good
God.
feature. That's his good feature is his legs. So
Like-
he's got the tight little.
I thought you wore boxers,
Undershorts
bro.
on.
I wear boxer briefs.
Oh,
I'm
my
a boxer brief guy.
God, gee,
I
what
love
is-
that you don't have shoes on now either. Of course, you have to take your shoes off.
What is going on in this place?
Isn't it comfortable when you take your pants off, Esther?
I'm trying to do something nice, talking about the clothing drive box that's empty, and we need to bring some clothing in for the Metropolitan Ministries clothing drive.
We have
for
it.
the box in our lobby, and I got Froggy and Fester disrobing.
Yeah, they're giving the shirt off the pants
Yeah,
off their
Fester,
butt.
you might as
shirt
well
off
give the
their back.
shirt up, too.
I mean, why wouldn't men want this? They can cut this down and make like 6 pairs of pants out of this.
Are those Under Armour pants?
Yeah, there's some kind of armor.
No, what does it say? Look, in the waistband, what does it say?
It says girthy performance.
No, really, what did you show what it
I
says?
don't know. It's an elastic band. It's not Under
Those
Armour.
are elastic.
Well, it's like the golf pants, not like
Sansa
elastic,
belt
like,
or whatever those
not like
things
elastic.
were.
It's like
Nice.
like golf pants.
I remember my grandfathers, both of them, had those adjustable pants. So after they would eat dinner and they would gorge, they would, I got to loosen my pants.
Yeah.
And then they'd like slide their pants like 2 sizes bigger. Adjustable waistband slacks.
I don't know.
That's just got the
Slacks.
I got him.
elastic in there. It's
I got him at
perfect.
Dillard's talking about big and tall sections.
Does-
Dillard's has a nice big and tall.
Does anybody call pants slacks anymore? Who is that? Like a you got to be like 65 plus to call pants slacks.
Give
me my
slacks
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Slacker.
and my suspenders.
I gotta say, sitting here in the drawer is kind of comfortable.
I told
Hey.
you.
It's really nice.
All right, moving along. This man, it is hot as balls in here.
Yeah,
Speaking
just
of-
keep them off, Fester,
take
because
your
it's
pants
hot.
off.
Yeah,
You won't
feel
take
that
your
way.
pants off.
This
Cool off.
studio is just horrifically hot. Oh my God, are they going to solve the air conditioning problem in this joint?
No.
No, it's
You know-
Mondays are the worst. In case
Well,
you haven't noticed.
But the deal is that our lease apparently says that the air conditioning goes on like at 8:00. It's like, hello,
Yeah.
you've got morning shows in here beginning at like 5 a.m. We start at 6. My God, come on. All right, this is awful. Did you say this is like the worst graduation ever? Somebody fell from the top of the stands at the Ohio State University commencement over the weekend.
oh no.
That sucks. Can you imagine? That'll screw up a graduation ceremony when somebody falls off like the top row and then hits the ground and dies.
Ugh.
Sorry for the Debbie Downer over here, but one person fell from the stands during the Ohio State University commencement yesterday afternoon. Ohio State, that's a big stadium too, isn't it?
Yeah, sure. It's a big
Yeah,
football
Yeah.
stadium.
that sucks. Anyway,
What'd you call it last week? Big Red?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Big Red Stadium, whatever. Nebraska's
Buckeyes.
Big Red, right? Is that?
Yes.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, that sucks. That'll screw up a graduation ceremony. And speaking of stadiums, what is the state that's most famous for college football? I'm sorry, correction. What is the state that is most famous for high school football?
Texas, Friday Night Lights.
Exactly. That is.
I like that accent. That
is 100% right. Friday Night Lights. When you think of like serious religion-like football, you think of high school football, Friday Night Lights in Texas. I know they take their stuff really seriously.
Well, Waco, Roxanne Wilder knowing about Texas football.
Well, listen, you have
Who doesn't?
some high school districts that have stadiums that are unbelievable. Listen to this one. The Anna Independent School District, the voters there have rejected a proposal for a $100 million high school stadium.
Holy cow.
$100 million football stadium for a high school.
We go to Texas a lot, and by our factory, there is this football stadium that I thought it was a college football stadium.
Or the Dallas Cowboys.
And it was like I'm like, what is that? They're like, that's a blah blah high. I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. That's a
And
big
the
deal.
school's giant too,
Yeah.
but the field, the stands, it was almost like a dome.
That is a big deal in Texas. These high schools, some of these districts have stadiums that you would not believe. But I guess
It was very impressive.
these folks came to their senses. $100 million high school football stadium, the voters rejected.
Get a lot of boosters in on that one.
Yeah, on jamming up, I guess, their taxes or some kind of bond proposal.
It's a lot of taxes, it seems like.
Whatever the hell the deal is.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
All my taxes live in Texas. All right, 6:31 at the MJ Morning Show. I have a pretty nice pile of idiot stories. We call them morons in the news, and they're next. Morons in minutes on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. And here we go. Early morons in the news at 6:40 exactly here on a Monday morning. People love the early morons in the news for some reason. You know what it is? It's when you hear these stories, no matter how bad your day or life is, a lot of times it's just not quite as bad as these morons in the news. This it sounds like a classic, get off my lawn, essentially. Here in Florida, you know what? You got to do a story when it happens on Kumquat Road.
Kumquat Road sounds lovely.
I think Florida is one of the top states for kumquat production.
Is it?
You got the Dade City Kumquat Festival,
That's
don't
right.
you?
Yeah, sure.
Right? Kumquat.
There's a kumquat?
Have you ever eaten a kumquat?
There is.
Never.
Juicy, right?
Well, they're very small. They're like the size of a
They're like
gumball.
Like as Froggy would say, they're like juicy juice.
It's kumquat a juicy juice flavor?
Yeah, it's really tart, and you eat the kumquat whole, like the whole thing, skin and all, peel and all.
I don't think I've ever had a kumquat.
Oh yeah, I love kumquats.
I've been to Dade City many times, obviously, but I don't think I've ever had a kumquat. Yeah, a guy here in Florida is accused of pointing a gun This is an argument. Several shots were also fired. Deputies were sent to the shooting incident. This is over the weekend on Kumquat Road. What the hell? And the report came in as a gun was fired at a 6-year-old who then called 911 to report that there was fighting at his grandmother's house. Yeah, the child is Jojo. That's all we know. The 6-year-old Jojo.
Jojo the monkey boy?
Jojo the 6-year-old is the nephew of the perp. And the 6-year-old calls 911 and says that his uncle has a gun and was shooting the gun at him and other relatives. Yes. So the argument was between the uncle and his sister. The sister, Tabitha, wiggled her nose and then also called 911.
Wow. Powerful.
Oh, my God. So the gun was fired at least 3 times. And then the guy, drives away. But what is going on here? I mean, you get into a fight and you start firing a gun?
I'd like to point out that the kumquat is Florida's forgotten fruit.
Why is that?
Because you don't go to like the grocery store. You see oranges, you see grapefruits, you see lemons, limes. You don't see a kumquat section.
And
There
you don't.
might be, is there?
Yeah,
You ever shop at a grocery store? You ever see a bag of kumquats?
And then you don't go pester the person who works there asking, where are your kumquats? Where are your kumquats?
you know what?
Sir.
I don't think I even recall seeing a bag of kumquats or kumquats for sale in the produce section at my local supermarket.
Hence, it's Florida's forgotten fruit.
Ugh, too many Fs.
All right.
What do they even look like?
All right.
Like ping pong balls.
Yeah, they look
like
like little
grapes.
small orange things. But
Is that what people like eat off a tree?
You eat them whole. You take them off a tree, eat them whole, skin and peel and all. Like I said, just pop them right in.
Isn't that a Jamaican thing?
is a kumquat considered a citrus item?
Yes, of course.
It is citrus?
Yeah.
All right.
It's a horrible name for a fruit. It's just off-putting.
What would you name it?
The goquat.
Come squat.
That's even worse.
So-
Roxanne. You're not helping.
All right. I don't think I've ever had a kumquat. Now, Fester, have you ever had a kumquat? You have?
I want a kumquat.
I've had 100 kumquats.
Where are they? Where can we get one? I want
can't-
one now.
I think at one time I had like 5 or 6 or 8 kumquats in my mouth at one time.
That's a lot.
Roxanne.
Yeah, it's a
Like
lot
a
of
chipmunk.
kumquats.
Roxanne, have you ever had a kumquat?
I can't recall. I certainly know what one is, and I'm one of those people that tries all kinds of exotic fruits. Like I love a good star fruit or dragon fruit.
This is Florida. Kumquat's not exotic. It grows here
well,
naturally.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm sure I've had one over the years, but I can't really recall when my kumquat experience.
You would know if you had a kumquat. You would know. I mean, one time I had like 8 kumquats in my face.
we heard.
There's kumquat all over my face. They got on my shirt.
We ought to get a whole bunch of kumquats, and we ought to see how many kumquats Roxanne can put in her mouth at one time.
Oh, I
Roxanne, no, dude, the pheasant.
No. Why should? Here's the point.
Why you do it, buddy?
Listen,
You do it.
Why should Fester have
Why
to
should he?
bear the burden of all the food-related items?
Why don't you get in line for
Or
that?
bits on this show?
Because he's a fat guy.
That's a good point.
That is a very
Froggy
good point.
does make a valid argument
There's
right
just
there.
something funnier about the fat guy in
know.
food, isn't there? There really is. Anyway, so this happened near West Palm Beach. Isn't that great? 6-year-old's got to call 911 because the uncle's firing the gun at the whole family. That's some good stuff right there.
Not cool.
Yeah. Here's another gun item.
In Tampa, there's a kumquat court, by the way.
Kumquat court.
Yes.
Where people go and play with rackets and smack kumquats at each other.
Oh, look, Fester's on Zillow. There's a house for sale on Kumquat Court.
Yeah.
Can you close that out? Let me get the details on the house.
Oh, it's not an actual court.
Yeah,
It's a
no,
it's a
it's like
street. It's a street.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a,
No, 50.
road,
Look,
yeah.
5810 Kumquat Court. Is that for sale?
according to Zillow, it
Yeah,
might be.
I think it's for. Hold on, click on that. Oh yeah, I think it. No, it's off the market. So why'd that come up?
I think once you put something on Zillow, even after it sells, it lives on there.
Oh, it lives on there. I see. All right. Anyway, this house on Kumquat Court in Tampa, 33625, estimated market value is $497,100. So take a look at that. All right, another Florida gun issue. This is another get off my lawn. A Florida man, this is over in Palm Bay, which is what? Isn't that north of West Palm, right? In Palm Bay? Or is that up near Jacksonville? Anyway, so Florida guy taken into custody. Why? Approached 3 kids with a gun who were fishing in the subdivision where he's the president of the homeowners association. So here you go. You got the president of the HOA. This dude decides that he doesn't want the kids to fish, so he pulls a gun on the kids. Now, you've got some gung-ho HOA presidents. You know, you got some of those guys that are like, you know, a mall cop or something. You got some really in-your-face HOA presidents. You got a blade of grass, you know, too long. You know, they're knocking on your door. They're putting a notice on there. Whatever. You got some of these HOA presidents are like, they have nothing better to do than to make your life a living hell.
Well, because they're usually elderly, and that's all they have to do.
Yeah. But this guy's not that old.
How old's not that old?
56. You think that
That's a little young for HOA president.
Listen, an HOA president pulling a gun on kids that are fishing in the subdivision, that seems like at least a 76-year-old move.
You know, of all things kids could be doing, you're going to bitch at them. You have a gun. They're trying to enjoy nature and fish.
Yeah.
Who's the bad person?
Not 56. Kyle Tate, 56 of Palm Bay, arrested on felony charges of criminal mischief and grand theft as well. He's the president of the homeowners association. So Palm Bay police officers responded to the Stillwater Lake subdivision after the children reported that a man, later identified as Tate, approached them with a gun telling him to get off my lawn. So I guess they were fishing on his property, so he must have like an adjacent lot to like a pond or something, and the kids are fishing, and he pulls a gun on him. It's like, what is wrong with it? And you got to see a picture of this guy. I'm going to hold this up to MJTV right now, and I want you to take a look at Kyle Tate. I think exactly what you'd...
Yeah.
Look at this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him. That's Kyle.
This is a terrible scar on the Tate administration and the Tate presidency of the HOA.
You know, you are supposed to, if you know there's a good fishing spot and it's in somebody's yard, all you have to do is ask for permission. Obviously, they wouldn't have got it, but you just knock on the door and ask if you can fish.
Yeah, and they're kids. They're just like enjoying outside, playing in nature, and doing what they should be doing.
Put down those rods.
The officers said the children were fishing on the south side of the subdivision's lake, which belongs to the HOA, though, and not him.
Yeah, but the land belongs to him. The lake belongs to the homeowners association.
I don't know. Anyway.
I don't know. Ask him. He's the president.
And he's the president of the homeowners association.
El Jefe.
That's great.
Do you see these bylaws here?
That sucks. Hey, one more here. Auburn. This is this I don't have time for this one. I'm going to skip that one anyway.
Okay.
But if you're an HOA president, don't be a douchewagon. I mean, seriously.
I found a good YouTube page of HOA meeting fights. Check that out.
That would be awesome.
There's so many of them.
They're
it's
so heated.
Great.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, 6:50 at the MJ Morning Show. We have this 7 o'clock hour coming up, and then in a little over an hour, the Cash Kitty's back with your shot at $1,000 cash from the Cash Kitty. Hey, I got a little text from somebody that I know, and his daughter is a violinist, and she just got a scholarship to a really good university as, a music major, I guess, violinist, and she's pretty good. I mean, she's real. So with graduation coming up, he's going to get a hold of the cake girl and have... Q105. I've got a massive announcement. I got something really, really huge, humongous, that I'm going to reveal tomorrow morning at 7:45. So big deal. Tomorrow morning, 7:45 here on the MJ Morning Show. You want to hear this? Stay tuned. It's coming up. 7:45 tomorrow. Massive announcement here on the MJ Morning Show. Question, Froggy.
Yeah.
Actually, it's for the whole crew, but I want to address you first.
Oh, thank you.
Can a road be stupid?
Yeah, a road could be stupid.
How could a street, a road, how could it be stupid?
I say that if more than 10 people that are stupid live on the street, that makes the street stupid.
Okay, all right. That's
But
not
the street alone? What do you mean?
No,
Too
no.
many speed humps?
No, the road is stupid.
Too many curves?
All right, Fester, I've given a couple of clues away here because I said it's kind of a new road, and I had someone sent me a direct message on Instagram. You know, my DMs are open, folks. It's Certified MJ Radio. I answered DMs all weekend long. So my DMs are open, Certified MJ Radio, or you can always email me, mj@mjmorningshow.com. My email runs so smooth now that Don the IT guy hooked me up. Yeah, Don the IT guy and Team Logic IT, they got my email working very well. Got me off that Network Solutions garbage, and I'm on Microsoft now. So anyway, you can always contact me. So, Fester, can a road be stupid?
Yeah, I mean, if it's unnecessary.
Name a stupid road in the Tampa Bay area.
I'll name one.
Okay, go ahead, Rox.
Unless, Fester, you have one.
Go ahead.
You know what road I think is stupid?
Yes.
And this has happened to me a couple of times. When you're going westbound on Hillsborough and you get a little too eager and you're trying to get onto the Veterans, but instead you turn too early and you're on this stupid road that goes nowhere.
Eisenhower?
I don't know where it is, but you make a right and then you're just like stuck. It's kind of like by the bowling alley, but you've gone too early. And I'm telling you, that is a stupid road. I'm like, look, I meant to get on the Veterans and I went too early and now I'm on this stupid road.
You know
but
what?
anything can be stupid. My headphones can be stupid. This bag can be stupid.
I'm not familiar with the stupid pavement that you refer to. I'm not.
You don't know where that road is?
I don't know the stupid bowling alley near.
No, the bowling alley isn't stupid. The bowling alley is lovely.
I'm sorry. The road near
Yeah.
the.
You talking Benjamin?
You're talking Hillsborough. You're talking Hillsborough, right where the runways are for the airport and the bowling alley.
Right before you get onto the Veterans, if you are traveling westbound from I-275.
Oh, that is stupid.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Wait,
Yeah.
hold on. 275 and Hillsborough.
I'm just trying to give you the directions from which direction I'd be coming from.
275 doesn't.
Yes, it absolutely crosses Hillsborough.
Yeah, 8 miles
No,
over.
but what you're talking about near the airport and the bowling alley?
Yes.
Hillsborough and 275. It's way down.
No, I'm trying to give you directions. So say you're coming from that direction.
Okay, so
in other words,
you know
you're
what?
traveling westbound
Right.
and you're coming from the direction of 275. In other words, it's confusing if I tell you you're traveling westbound, but you're coming from, Racetrack Road.
So what she's saying is if you're traveling westbound and you're coming from the direction of Paris, France.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Does that help?
Well, go a little further. Further
Okay.
east. Yeah. All right. So here's what the listener sent me.
It's not that new road in Pinellas County, is it?
Yes. So this listener sends me a direct message. You need to drive this stupid new road. It's called the Gateway Interchange.
I've been hearing commercials for it. I was free last week, and are they charging now?
Okay, yes. So they are charging. I think the toll went into effect on Friday.
Yeah, like Friday at noon. So I
Yeah.
tried to race over there like at 11:58, and I missed it. I'm like, screw it. I'm never going to ride
Listen,
this road.
I don't know if the Gateway Interchange thing, I don't know if it's stupid, but I have a listener telling me that it's stupid. Can somebody please listen to this message they sent me and help me make heads or tails out of this thing? Is this a problem? This is the message I got. And feel free to buzz in. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. I'm going to read this verbatim. MJ, you need to drive this stupid new road. It's called the Gateway Interchange, but there's no off-ramp to Gateway. That would be 4th Street or MLK Boulevard.
Oh, my God. I thought the same thing. This is named wrong.
Long to short, I went to Tampa unwillingly on this. Real nice road, mind you, but where is the freaking off-ramp to 4th Street? I called work. I said, I'm on the way to Tampa for no reason. Be back soon. Had to take the Courtney Campbell back to Clearwater because it's bumper to bumper to Tampa. Then took the Bayway back to Gandy using, well, it'd be the Bayside Bridge, not the Bayway. Bridge. Yeah, not the Bayway, but the Bay. He says Bayway. But I know what he's talking about. Then took Bayway back to Gandy. Using the new Gandy Expressway, only almost missing my exit to St. Pete because of listening to your crap about Roxanne and her pooping in the pool. What was that about?
What? I missed that one.
I've never pooped in the pool.
When she was 5. All right, so hold on.
No. Wait. What?
That's all. I have no
disclaimer,
idea.
I've never pooped in a pool. I don't know what you're talking about.
So is the Gateway Expressway stupid? Is it missing obvious exits that you need?
So
we have a caller on hold here. You know, all right, Fester, hold on a minute.
yeah, okay.
All right, Chuck is phoning in. Chuck, I think, is on the Gateway right now, this new extension. And that also has the new, the paid express lane on 275 South, just, I guess right near 4th Street. You can get into the left lane now is a toll road, the left lane. Chuck, good morning. Welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, good morning, MJ. How are you?
We're well, Chuck. So, do you agree with this listener? The Gateway Expressway is stupid?
Absolutely not. I've been driving from Clearwater to Brandon for the past 18 years to go to work every day.
Yep.
I've seen my commute go from 45 minutes on a Friday up to 2.5 hours to come home.
Yeah.
So far, I've been driving this since it's been open. It's taken anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes off my drive.
Oh, wow. That's good. All right, so what is this listener saying? Why are they calling it stupid? Because there are no exits at 4th or MLK. Is that true?
That's true. So when I get on at 19, I'm able to take it all the way right out to 275. And there really isn't any to get off because you're over. It's an elevator. It's like the Crosstown Expressway.
It's elevated.
Yep.
That goes over everything. But you do have access points to get on at Bryan Dairy, I believe, and I think at Roosevelt you can jump on.
Yeah, you're supposed to take Roosevelt down to 4th and 9th.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think it's a new thing. It doesn't have direct access to 4th and 9th off of the 275 going northbound.
Gotcha. Should there be? Should that have been designed and built in?
It's a flyover
right.
at that point.
All right.
I think it's something that everybody has to get a little used to.
It saves me drive time, which that's what I'm excited about.
All right, so for most people, it's going to save, like you, Chuck, it's going to save you a lot of time. But there are some people that are trying to get off at MLK or 4th and not fly over it.
Right.
All right, well, listen, it sounds like this is going to be good for most people. And this guy just got caught on the road and couldn't get off, and now he's calling the road stupid.
He has to figure out his right way. I mean, he has to get off at at Roosevelt or go to Gandy and take Gandy to 4th and 9th.
All right, Chuck, thanks for helping us out here.
I used to do traffic reports,
All right, you too. Have a great day. Hey, if you've got a grandmother or even a grandfather, or maybe your parents, I mean, you got to have the conversation with them about not getting scammed, not getting hoodwinked. This woman had to convince her grandma that she was not texting with Robert De Niro.
They're about the same age, I bet.
Come on. I mean, the scams out there are insane. But you know what's crazy? You say to yourself, who's going to fall for that? But guess what? There are hundreds, if not thousands of people that fall for these scams every single day. Yeah, Gina Morgan, a 76-year-old, was having a lengthy chat with who she thought was Robert De Niro. Yeah, because Robert De Niro just ends up texting you out of nowhere. So the granddaughter had to step in and say, Grandma, you're not texting with Robert De Niro.
What? I mean, so she must have mental issues, right?
No.
What do you mean, no?
Listen, I had an elderly relative that fell for a text scam about cryptocurrency, and ended up losing they don't even know.
A lot of money.
A relative of mine, an older relative, we believe gave a crypto scammer somewhere like in, I don't know, Cambodia or I think it was Philippines, somewhere, like $250,000 to $300,000.
Oh my God.
It's ridiculous. It is a total scam, and they prey on the elderly. I mean, who the hell think? Oh, and the texting happened because the person, I guess they initially met on some kind of Facebook chat, and then it moved to like texting on the phone, and I guess the screen name of the person on Facebook chat was Robert De Niro. So the 76-year-old grandma thought that, if the name is Robert De Niro on Facebook, it's got to be Robert De Niro.
Sure.
You know what I like about this grandma? She's got a lot of confidence. Like, why wouldn't Robert De Niro want to text me?
Why would you like anything about the grandma falling for a Robert De Niro scam?
Because it says something about her level of self-esteem. Like, why wouldn't this busy A-list Hollywood actor want to spend time texting me? I got a lot going on.
I'm going the other way. I'm saying
Gina.
that Grandma Gina is clueless, is what I'm saying.
Well, she's clueless, but she's confident.
Listen, if Al Pacino reaches out to you on Facebook Messenger,
Yeah! Message me back.
Hi, Al. This is Gina.
Hey, it's me, Al.
Robert De Niro, stop talking to me. I'm such a fan.
Meet my friend Tony. Hey, what's up, Tony Danza?
Oh my God, Tony Danza and
that's
Al Pacino.
right. The one and only Tony Danza.
All right, you are two of my favorite Italian
Yeah,
actors.
that's right,
I
me
love
and
you
Tony.
guys. Oh my God.
And you, my friend, are a magnet for aging Italian actors.
That's right. It's very nice to meet you.
Hey, Al, Grandma Gina wants to know if you're
Yeah.
gonna tell her the truth.
You can't handle the truth. Wait, that wasn't me.
That's not your movie.
That was Jack Nicholson,
Oh my
you jackass.
God. I'm talking to Jack Nicholson too, and Tony Danza.
Here's Johnny.
Oh my! I love all of your movies.
My name's Louis Anderson. Nice to meet you.
I'm not a fan.
Oh.
No,
I'm not a fan of your type either.
not a fan.
I don't
No.
think that Louis Anderson's going to be
Hey.
talking to anybody
No.
unless it's like a
It's the ghost of Louis Anderson.
unless it's like a seance group on Facebook or something.
Ooh, it's Louis Anderson, the ghost. Ooh, I'm going to eat.
I was telling Roberta that we were having a seance with Al Pacino and Tony Danza. And we summons the spirit of Louis Anderson, and I gave him $100,000.
No, Louis Anderson's not alive, Andrew.
We summons the spirit.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Yeah, the other ones are all alive. Tony Danza, Al Pacino, and Robert De Niro are all alive.
So far.
I'm as dead as a doornail.
Folks, just make sure. Folks, this is a public service announcement. Just make sure. You guys are turning it into a mockery. Make sure that your grandmother doesn't think she's really texting with Robert De Niro. And Robert De Niro is not going to need to borrow $80,000 from grandma. Okay?
Come on, give me just a little bit. A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit, Mike.
You're talking to me?
You do it.
You talking to me?
Did you see the clip of De Niro yelling at his whole crew on his latest movie? Screaming at them?
Really?
Yeah, it's online.
Find the audio.
Tom Cruise did. He went off on
Oh,
him.
really?
You might need some bleeps, Andrew.
All right, find the audio. We'll try to dig that up. 7:15 at the MJ Morning Show. We start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ next. 1 hour, 20 minutes. No commercials, no music. We start it right after the break. We do it every morning around this time. I got a little JetBlue story to tell. So I booked some seats up to New York, and did I get one over on JetBlue? Do they know people do this? Did I get one over on an airline when they're getting stuff over on us all the time? All right, hold on. Also, our Kentucky Derby fun over the weekend. I want to talk about my weight fluctuating like 5 pounds in a day. What the heck is that all about? And then Florida has a new fashion trend, which Michelle has assigned to me. Well, actually, it's not new. But there's a Florida fashion trend, and Michelle has decided to label me as this. So hold on. A lot of stuff coming up. It's all next. Oh, Sexomnia is coming up. I'm looking at the pile here. There's just too much to even talk about coming up next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Hey, MJ Morning Show on Q105. Hey, folks, MJ and Roxanne, Fester, Froggy, and we are starting an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ right now. 1 hour, 20 minutes. We do it every morning right around this time, give or take, a minute or two or three. 1 hour, 20 minutes. Boom, let's go. Cash Kitty on the way at 8 o'clock, so 33 minutes from right now. Half an hour away, your chance to listen for the keyword we'll give you, and then text it or enter it on the website or the app for your chance at $1,000 cash. Cash Kitty, 8 o'clock, minutes away here on Q105, then 12 noon. I'm sorry, then 10 a.m., then 12 noon, then 3 and 5 p.m. So multiple times today. Tomorrow morning at 7:45, I have a gargantuan announcement. A massive announcement tomorrow morning, 7:45. Tomorrow morning here on the MJ Morning Show, big. So heads up for that. I got a couple of automotive things. I got JetBlue, the Kentucky Derby, the pound fluctuation, a lot of stuff we got to get to here. First, though, a couple of automotive things over the weekend. I mean, I don't know what's going on. This is happening a lot. It seems that every week we've got a bunch of these local stories, and the latest pile that I have, we had Cinco de Mayo yesterday. I've got a press release from the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. Listen to this. A driver had a blood alcohol level of 0.342.
Ooh, that's like you're driving basically comatose.
Oh, my
I've never
God.
heard one that high, I don't think.
Listen, I've heard of 4s and 5s. I mean, how are these people alive? How are they conscious? How are they even awake? In some cases, alive. So you've got a driver that clocked in with a 0.342 blood alcohol level. Then you have another driver that was busted for doing 109 miles an hour.
Wow.
In a 55. Here, listen to this. This is the actual press release from the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. The headline, substantial DUI arrests over holiday weekend. With Cinco de Mayo celebrations in full swing, the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office is ramping up its vigilance to safeguard the community against the dangers of impaired driving in anticipation of increased alcohol consumption during the celebratory weekend, that's an American bar holiday. It's not Mexican Independence Day, Cinco de Mayo yesterday.
No.
The 5th of May for Mexico, doesn't it just like commemorate some kind of victory that the Mexican military beat like some French?
I believe it's the Battle of Pueblo. I didn't pull that up.
Yeah.
Let's see if I'm right. I think it's the Battle of Pueblo.
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with Mexican Independence Day, Cinco de Mayo. The Mexicans beat the French in some little battle. Yeah, whatever.
Kill
Anyway.
the vibe, man.
All right, so listen to this. During patrol efforts overnight, HCSO conducted 47 traffic stops, resulting in 8 citations and 41 warnings issued to motorists. Additionally, deputies arrested 18 individuals for driving under the influence. Among the startling statistics of the night were a recorded highest blood alcohol content, the BAC, of 0.342, and a driver clocked at an alarming 109 miles per hour in a 55 mile per hour zone.
Breaking all kinds of records.
Yeah. Drinking and driving is always avoidable and never acceptable, said Sheriff Chad Chronister. It's deeply alarming to see people making such reckless choices, especially when the consequences can be so devastating. Our mission is to keep our roads safe for everyone, and we will continue to enforce the law to the fullest extent to prevent tragic outcomes. So those are like 2 notable incidents with a high BAC and a high rate of speed. And then did you also see the street racing event that was busted also in Hillsborough?
Where was that?
This happened at Cragmont Drive, or Cragmont. I don't know, where is this? Cragmont Drive and Princess Palm Avenue. Can you locate that area for me, Fester, on a map so I can see where it was? But 4 people have been accused of driving from Fort Myers up to Tampa to do their street racing.
So this is becoming a hot spot for it.
I mean, what is going on? Why don't you guys keep your raggedy asses down in Lee County and not come up here and endanger our people? So 4 people came up from the Fort Myers area, got another press release from the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, and they said that these individuals coming up from Lee County, they were arrested shortly before 1 a.m. on Sunday morning. Deputies showed up to Cragmont Drive and Princess Palm Avenue.
It's kind of where MLK hits 75.
Oh, is that it?
So it's out in East Tampa.
All right. Multiple vehicles were driving recklessly. They were doing burnouts. Bystander video showed spectators shooting off like fireworks as well, Roman candles and fireworks.
Yeah, party.
What the hell? The 4 arrested were riding in a 2022 Dodge Challenger. The drivers were identified as Caden Turner, 20, Samuel Orville, 22, Kyle O'Brien, 20, Armoni Farrell, 20, and these idiots all rode up from Fort Myers to then tear up our streets.
Come on, guys.
In an illegal street race.
All right.
Yeah, another car, a 2006 Chrysler 300, that was taken by deputies. They seized that car.
Ooh.
After the driver and passengers ran off. They abandoned their car. They just left their car, and the HCSO deputies impounded the vehicle. What the hell?
A 2006 Chrysler 300. That's my kind of car. Does the sheriff want to sell that? Maybe in the market.
Man, they probably didn't have licenses or suspended licenses or whatever. All right, speaking of cops and cars, and I'm talking literally cops. I'm literally talking cops as in this. Nope, as in this.
What?
Was it the Mouse Patrol? What?
All right, I hit the wrong button, okay?
Chipmunk and cops are both C's, and they're right next to each other.
No, literally, I'm talking about cops.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Cops is filmed on location with the men and women of law enforcement. All suspects are morons. All right, so here's the deal. I like having stuff on in the background. You know, if we're watching something intently, I'm not doing work. So I don't have the laptop in my lap. I'm not doing show prep. If we're watching like a serious like streaming show on Netflix or Hulu or Max or whatever, watching a movie, I'm not working during that. However, if I'm doing show prep, I'll run some stuff in the background. And one of the things that we've been doing lately is, you know, I'm starting to delve deeper into some of the streaming services and a lot of the advertiser-supported stuff where you can find some good stuff. For instance, Freevee.
Yeah.
On Freevee, I watched a whole bunch of stuff, and, you know, like Chips. Froggy's the one that told me about Freevee, and that they had every single episode and every season of the old TV show Chips.
Freevee has a lot of cool stuff like that.
Yeah. But also, Froggy, other than Freevee, what are some of the other ones out there?
Columbo.
Oh, no.
Wait, here's
The other
thing.
streaming services.
MeTV.
No, that's on the that's on cable.
Like Pluto is another one.
Okay, there we go. Faster's got it.
TV.
All right, so you've got Pluto. You got
so stupid.
Listen to me. You got Freevee. You got Pluto TV. You got Tubi, TUBI. You have a bunch of these streaming services where they're free,
but the commercials suck.
Right,
Crackle is another one of them.
The commercials.
Crackhole?
But, you know, listen, I'm willing to tolerate it because some of this stuff you can't get elsewhere. So on Pluto TV, they've got Cops episodes, and they have like 2 ways to watch Cops. You can either like choose like a season on demand, and it has commercials, or they have like a regular channel. And you just sit on this channel, and it just has a loop. It just runs Cops episodes.
I like that better. I like the random episode.
As in, you know,
Boys, what you gonna do?
they just run Cops episodes.
One
just
after another
one after another. You know, you got the commercials in there, but listen, it's more background. And if something catches my attention, then I'll put my work down for a second. I'll take a look. There were 2 such instances, and Michelle and I look at each other, and we're like, This is another reason why we're not doing Uber Eats. Now, listen, I understand that there are some really good law-abiding people. I understand if you're an Uber Eats driver, please don't take offense to this. I know there are good Uber Eats drivers out there. I get it. I just don't choose to pay twice as much for the food. And I have that example with Chloe wanting 3 tacos from Chipotle. And to get delivered with tip for the 3 tacos, it would have been about $25. Going to Chipotle, like 9/10 of a mile from my house, it would be $10.43 or $10.48 with tax. And it would have been $25 to have them delivered. Hello? Like, so don't complain about inflation if you
What was that?
Did you just doze off or you just glitched out?
No, I was about to cough, and I went to reach to press my cough
Oh, my
button, and I
God.
got tangled up over here and
my
You
goodness,
just
are
yanked
you
my thing
okay?
against
slammed
the-
your face into the microphone.
I'm okay. I'm
Yeah,
okay.
but-
No, it's my ear.
All right, so
Just cough on the air,
I
Froggy.
demoed on the show. I demoed the massive cost difference.
Right.
Chloe could go right up to Chipotle and pick up the tacos for $10.48, or
All
have them
right.
delivered for like $20 plus
We
plus
all know
Yeah.
how Uber Eats works.
yeah,
Yeah.
plus
Yes.
tip. All right, so
Yes.
listen to this. We're watching Cops, and it was a recent episode. I think it was like 2020 or 2021. And there were 2 incidents where drivers were pulled over. There was some probable cause. They were pulled over. 2 arrests, 2 different drivers, 2 different cars. One was like there were needles and drugs in the car. Another one, the boyfriend was battered in the back seat. But both of the stops, they were making Uber Eats deliveries.
Ugh.
Oh, wow.
Yes, both of the traffic stops and both incidents. Again, one of the women was lying to the cops about their name. They said they had no arrests, no felony warrants. Turned out the Uber Eats driver had multiple arrests. There were felony warrants out for this driver's arrest. And one of them was like calling in a bomb threat and also stealing a vehicle. And this is a person delivering Uber Eats to your house.
Don't
all
they
right?
do background searches?
I don't know what the hell
What do
they're
you
doing.
mean?
And
How
then,
can you run a business when you have criminals doing the job? I
Right.
mean, you could do that.
I mean,
and
yeah,
then,
that's what they do.
then one of them, there was a DV situation. The girl's driving the car. The boyfriend's in the back seat. And apparently she opened up a can of whoop ass on the boyfriend. She's got the Uber Eats delivery bag in the front passenger seat. The boyfriend's in the back getting beaten. She's pulled over and she starts crying about, I got a delivery. I got to get the food. And she starts crying. Then another driver's pulled over and they got a whole little meth kit. They got, meth in a bag. They got needles all over them. And this is another person delivering somebody's food via Uber Eats.
I mean, the food could still be fine. It's not like the needles are stuck in the burgers. I don't think.
There's something sharp in my taco. Oh,
Anything in this burger that can poke or stick me?
I'm just saying, man. I was watching Cops over the weekend. It was a couple of years old, and you got in the same episode, 2 Uber Eats incidents where the drivers are just a wreck.
Dude, nothing beats the Cops episodes that are in Mardi Gras. Those are just the best. Complete and utter madness.
So, one of my favorite new emerging genres of YouTube videos is cops actually delivering the food to people.
After something has happened,
Yeah.
where that's funny.
And if you type that into Google,
Dude,
just type in cops deliver food, there are hundreds and hundreds of different examples of it.
We've talked about that multiple times on the show. We
I'm not saying
have.
it's brand new, but I'm saying I'm enjoying the plethora of videos that I'm acquiring.
The driver's busted, can't drive, they're cuffed and stuffed, and then the cop finishes the delivery up the street, like with a pizza or
I'd finish the food. It's a free dinner from me.
or whatever the deal is. Wow. So JetBlue. Did I get one over on JetBlue? Do people do this? Do people check? So May 17th. May 17th is a Friday, and it's a couple of weeks away. Julian is back home today. He's done with his, man, it's unbelievable. Julian is done with his first full year. He's done his freshman year is done at NYU Film School. So Julian, I mean, it's unbelievable.
Does he feel safe on that campus?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, I mean, there were some protests going on, but nothing like what's going up. Columbia up. Further up the
Pretty
island.
sure Julie could hold his own.
Yeah. Julian actually took some pictures at protests because, he's a photographer and videographer and all that. And, he's an aspiring filmmaker. So Julian is back today. Later tonight, I got to pick him up at Tampa International. And should I have all kinds of balloons? Should I have a whole balloon bouquet ready?
Yes.
And should we all, you know what? Let's all meet at the airport tonight and let's have signs as Julian gets off the plane.
I'm busy.
Yeah, that's so cute.
Yeah. All right, Roxanne, Fester, Froggy.
I've got soccer practice.
Froggy, bring the kids, cancel practice, and let's all hold up signs. Congratulations, Julian, on finishing your freshman year at NYU Film.
Why don't you hire a streetwalker? Just have a big old sign say, "Hey, big boy."
A hooker?
Yeah.
What's the matter with you?
I'm just saying, welcome home, Bubby.
All right. So I'm going to pick up Julian. He's only going to be home for a couple of weeks because he's going to go back up and he's going to do, summer courses. So he's going to, not laze out during the summer. Julian's going to, take some more courses over the summer. Now, when he goes back up, I'm going to go up with him to help him with, the dorm room and, moving stuff around and, got a little storage locker. So I'm going to fly back up with Julian on the 17th of May. And he also needs to stock up, so we'll stop at Costco in New Jersey. So I'm going to fly into Newark after the show on the 17th. Typically I like to fly into LaGuardia, but I'm gonna rent a car at Newark. We're gonna do some shopping, Walmart or Costco or whatever, and then bring all his crap into the city.
Okay.
And I'm flying up JetBlue. So how many people check this? This is like a consumer affairs segment here on the MJ Morning Show. So I had a bunch of JetBlue mileage that I wanted to burn up because I don't fly JetBlue as much. When Chloe was up in Boston, we would fly JetBlue a little more. When she was up in New Hampshire, rather, we'd fly into Boston, and that was either Delta or JetBlue.
All right.
So I'm burning up my JetBlue mileage, and I found it was decent. I found 2 tickets because I'm flying back up with Julian on Friday, May 17th, and I found 2 tickets, not cash. I used mileage. It was 16,500 points for the tickets. So 16,500. I'm like, you know what? That's not the best, but it's not terrible. So I booked the tickets, 16,500 points on JetBlue from Tampa International up to Newark. And then I check back, a couple of days later. I like to see, did any better seats open up or whatever. Then I notice that it was down to 13,900.
What?
Yeah. So it was 16,200. I think I said 16.5. It was the original tickets I booked at 16,200 miles. Then I checked back a couple of days later, and it was down to 13,900.
So they dropped the mileage requirement.
They dropped the mileage requirements. You take 2 tickets, folks, and, that's what? That's like nearly 5,000 miles, 4,800, whatever it is. I'm like, wait a sec. Or points, rather, in the case of JetBlue. I'm like, all right. So I canceled. There was no cancellation fee. I went in and I canceled the 2 tickets for Julian and me at 16,200 miles. And I rebooked at 13,900.
Ooh, you pulled a fast one on them.
I did.
What a ruse.
But listen to this. Last night, I check it again. It's down to 11,100 points.
You
can't do it again.
I canceled it again.
Yeah, you got to do it a third time.
I canceled JetBlue again, and I rebooked the 2 tickets for 11,100 miles apiece.
You're going to be arrested at the gate.
I'm not going to be
Sir, we need to talk to you over here. Over here in the blue shirt. Yes, sir.
So I rebooked now. So both of us are flying for 22,200 points.
So when are they going to drop it to below 10,000 points?
Let me check it now.
Put an alert on your phone. Yeah.
I know. But I've now canceled it twice and rebooked it. I've had 3 bookings now, and I've lowered the mileage each. And what's weird is there are only like 8 seats left on the entire Airbus 320. So it's not like it is. You would think that as it gets closer to flight time And if the airplane was like completely wide open, there were just a crap load of seats, that's when they would start, lowering either the fare. But no, the seats, the availability, the amount of seats is decreasing, and they're lowering the mileage or the point requirements. I don't get it. Anyway, I took advantage. I beat the system. I beat JetBlue. I beat.
And JetBlue reports quarterly losses greater than expected, thanks to the MJ reservation.
I thought I'd just point that out. A little, travel tip. When you book, if you're able to make, changes without a penalty or cost, keep checking back, because these numbers, the dollar amounts, those go up and down and they change. I'll tell you what else I've done. I've had on Delta, I've had a fare drop dramatically, and I canceled it. And, you can get the money put into the travel bank, or you get the e-credits. And I know that I'm traveling again, so I just put the money in the e-credit and I book the fare for, sometimes $100 less.
JetBlue has recently fired their CEO over the loophole that allows MJ to rebook airlines at a substantial discount.
Stop it. All right, let's talk sexsomnia. It is 7:48. Oh, about this time tomorrow. Folks, at 7:45 tomorrow, I've got a big, big deal. I'm announcing something huge. Why do you have a look of pain on your face over there, Fester? Hey, Andrew, take camera 3.
He always has that.
Take Fester's camera. Why do you have a look of pain on your face?
Is it 15% off like a vegetable steamer?
No, it's a rice cooker.
Yeah, that was last week.
No, and that goes on all week.
Oh, okay, great. But is the big announcement hey, guys, Mr. Coffee and I have partnered for 12% off. Let's put MJ Coffee.
You're saying it's going to be a letdown?
I don't know. I'm just saying last week we were all really excited for 15% off a rice cooker.
This is not a letdown.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
We'll see.
This is not a letdown. I have a massive announcement tomorrow morning at 7:45 here on the MJ Morning Show.
I mean, you do say that a lot, and it's almost becoming the Bohemian Cred Wolf.
No, but I don't say I have something big if it's not big.
Okay.
I didn't say massive announcement for the 15% discount on the Zojirushi rice cookers. Although that's a listen, it's just it's a nice little gesture. So if
that's true.
It's a gesture, I'm just passing something nice along to our listeners, that if you've heard me talk about the Zojirushi rice cookers, that Zojirushi America came to me and said, hey,
all right,
we'll give your listeners 15% off. So find the rice cooker you want at zojirushi.com, and then at checkout, add the code MJ15, and it'll take 15% off your purchase.
I didn't say this to go down the whole rice cooker rabbit hole. I just want to make sure.
Anyway, tomorrow's announcement is going to be big. 7:45 tomorrow morning, right here on the MJ Morning Show. All right, sexsomnia. This has come up in various forms over the years on this show, but there's just a couple of new angles I wanted to approach. And Roxanne, didn't you say that you have sexsomnia?
Well, I'm sure Doug wouldn't mind if I had it, but no, I do not. It was a friend of mine. A friend of mine was married to somebody who had it.
Tell that story, because you were filling me in. Because when I teased this, when I was recording the teaser to run over the weekend on Friday at the end of the show, you were like, "Hey, I got to talk about sexsomnia." Tell me the story.
So the husband would wake up in the middle of the night, or not wake up in the middle of the night. He would be dead asleep, but trying to have relations with his wife. And it's called sexsomnia, and it's the same as like sleepwalking.
You mean like get it on, bang a gong?
Yes, yeah. trying to do it while he would wake her up.
What the hell is that?
I don't know what that was, but I think I.
And who's gong?
Get it on, bang a gong. Very.
But they're asleep. It is a sleep disorder, and it doesn't necessarily mean that the person who has sexsomnia is like a sex addict or has a high libido. It's almost sometimes stress-induced is what they say.
A 38-year-old man apparently constantly tries to force his wife to have sex in the middle of the night, and he has no recollection of what occurred when he wakes up in the morning.
Yeah, and sometimes they try to do things that might be taboo or they wouldn't do in waking hours, but if they're asleep, they try it.
Oh, I know what you mean by that.
All right, listen to this. A married woman in her mid-20s rips off her clothing in the middle of the night and just goes to town on herself, apparently.
What?
Yeah. This is another sexsomnia issue, and she remembers nothing. Her partner, so this is middle of the night, she takes her clothes off, and it's just hands are flying, apparently.
Yeah, we get it.
Okay, we know.
So this is middle of the night, and then the husband, like jars her awake, and she has no recollection of this whatsoever. And again,
that's hot.
but
That is awesome.
the cases of sexsomnia apparently are going up. Now I don't know.
That's interesting.
I don't know. Well, hold on. I don't know if it's that more cases are being documented because it's increasing for some reason, or it's just we're becoming more aware.
Right. People are admitting it. You have sexsomnia?
Yeah.
Oh, I have sexsomnia.
Yeah. So what's the deal with your friend?
It just, they're divorced now.
Because of sexsomnia?
Not because of sexsomnia, because of a host of other issues.
Like what?
Well, you said your business.
Come on. What else? Come on.
It-
We're not using names.
No, I know, but there was all kinds of stuff going on.
Like what? Come on. We're not using their names.
Scandalous
Like what?
stuff.
He
I don't
killed
know.
somebody.
Come on, open up. Come on.
No?
People are waiting for you. What other things? So
No,
he had sexsomnia.
He had sexsomnia.
And now they're divorced, but not
Now
because of
they're
the
divorced.
sexsomnia,
Yep.
because of something else.
Well, they're divorced because he was cheating, but the two aren't related. Like, I don't want someone to be listening and thinking, darn it, my husband has sexsomnia, and now I have to worry that he's cheating. There's not a correlation. It's just something where you are, it's a sleep disorder, like sleepwalkers and sleep talkers. You just keep on going.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I go to a doctor for grinding my teeth. The next patient is talking about sexsomnia. It's a
Why
sleeping
not?
disorder? I
Right?
don't know.
It is a sleep disorder, and it's incited by stress quite often. So it's just, But I mean, some people don't mind it. Some people are like, okay, great. My husband wants to do it in the middle of the night. I'm ready. He's asleep. He's not going to remember, but that's okay.
All right, listen to this.
Whoa.
There's another individual, a 31-year-old man, does stuff to himself while he's asleep,
Ew.
at times injuring his groin.
Yeah, really. You got to get after it
My
to do that.
God. What are you using, vice grips? I mean, what's going on? Got some channel locks.
No, that's not hot.
They do say it is more prevalent in men. So that story that you read us a few moments ago about the woman who does it, that's interesting.
A 2010 study looked at 1,000 randomly selected adults and found about 7% had experienced sexsomnia at least once during their lives. I have never, to the best of my recollection, and I can call Michelle if you want, I don't think I've ever had any sexsomnia episode. I've been fully conscious in all events. You know what? Let's go to phones on this quickly. I have no idea how many will call in or if anyone's going to call in. But if you have a sexsomnia story, let's keep things clean. We keep this show PG-13-ish. My rule of thumb is that, we'll go as far as whatever's allowed, like on primetime television. That's kind of my... So if you have a sexsomnia story, 800-990-1047, or maybe you know somebody, a friend, a relative, that one of the individuals in the relationship had some kind of a sexsomnia issue, and they were doing things in the middle of the night, had no recollection of what was going on while it was happening, don't even remember what was going on when they wake up in the morning. So if anyone would like to share any aspect or element of any sexsomnia story, or maybe something we haven't even covered, I invite you to buzz in right now. Let's go. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047 is how you get in if you'd like to share. And again, I have no idea. I see the phones are ringing. Andrew's screening. Whether we get calls cleared for air, we'll see. But I would think that this is more of maybe a tougher ask, for sexsomnia stories.
It afflicts about 7% of society, according to my research here.
According to my research 5 minutes ago, I just said that.
Okay, then I have corroborated your research.
Well, thank you very much.
The Roxanne Research Department is corroborated.
Yes,
Yeah,
so
I just said there was
certified.
I just said there was a 2010 study. 1,000 were selected randomly, and about 7% had experienced sexsomnia. So, all right, listen, phones are ringing. All right, we have, hold on, let's grab it. Maria is on line 1 in Port Richey. Maria, hi, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Welcome.
Well, thank you. I happen to know that it happens to pregnant women.
Hold on, say it again. You dropped out. Pregnant women?
Pregnant women, yep.
Did it happen to you? Were you pregnant at one point?
It happened at both my pregnancies.
Wow, and you became a sexomniac. So in the hold on, Maria, in the middle of the night, you try to get stuff done.
Yeah, and I wake up in an odd position. Yes.
All right.
Twice.
All right. Well, there we have it, Maria. Thank you for checking in.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
All right, let me grab Marilyn in Tampa. Marilyn, MJ Morning Show, you're up next. Hi.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, Marilyn.
Hey, so yeah, I've had it on and off ever since I hit puberty, but it hit me really bad a couple years ago. I would just wake myself up in the middle of the night touching myself, and it got so aggravating. I thought, well, maybe if I put mittens on, on my hands. I tried everything.
If I put sandpaper gloves on.
Yeah, that'll work.
Put on like long pajamas. I'm like, what can I do to stop myself?
I'm going to put some Freddy Krueger knife fingers on.
You tape some thumbtacks to your fingers.
Edward Scissorhands hands.
Oh, she liked that.
Yeah.
Wow, she
But
sure did.
It's really aggravating because I wouldn't. The thing is when you have this, it's like maybe we don't have a fulfilling, intimacy life. Maybe I don't know if that triggers it because, like I said, it hit me when I hit puberty, and of course I wasn't active then.
All right, so Marilyn, how old are you now?
I'm 51.
All right, you sound young. You sound like you're in your 20s or 30s, actually.
Yeah, I age really well.
Wow. And then
all that activity.
Yeah, Marilyn, are you married?
I am. I'm happily married.
All right, and then is it still happening?
It is. Yeah. Yep.
Have you seen a physician? Have you gone to a doctor for this?
No, it's embarrassing. I mean, what do I tell the doctor? Who
Telling us.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're telling people on the radio all over the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah, that is a good point.
And worldwide on our podcast replay and streaming.
Ain't nobody gonna know it's me.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hey, Marilyn, I heard that sometimes people get it if they have sleep apnea, that induces sexomnia. Now, this wouldn't have been your problem during puberty, but that's a trigger too. Like stress and different other sleep issues can contribute to it.
Listen, Marilyn, thanks for calling in. I really appreciate you sharing with us, okay?
Thank you.
Best. What does your husband say? Is he...
Oh, he doesn't mind. He just sits and watches. He's
It's a little show.
What do you think he does?
Thank you, Marilyn.
Yeah. Bye.
Wow. I mean, I didn't think we were going to get calls on this.
And the funny thing is, it's more prevalent with men, but we've gotten 3 female calls.
Yeah. All right, hold on. And another Erica's on hold. Hey, Andrew, tell Erica I'll be right there. I just got to give out the Cash Kitty word. All right. The Cash Kitty word this hour is platinum. That's platinum. Platinum. The metal platinum. The precious metal platinum. So text the word platinum nationwide to 45911 before quarter after for a shot at $1,000 cash, or you can enter it on the Q105 app or at myQ105.com. Platinum is the word. Then again, we'll do it at 10 o'clock, 12 noon, 3, and 5 o'clock today. All right, one more call on this before we move on. Let's say hi to Erica in Largo. Erica, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Welcome.
Good morning. I just wanted to share my ex-boyfriend was a sexomniac, and we actually conceived our daughter due to that issue. So
really,
I've been personally touched by the issue.
Apparently, you have been touched. Yes, you've been touched by the issue. Absolutely. And are you still married?
Oh no! She's 19 now.
No. I said, are you still married?
I'm married, yeah.
To the guy that had the sexomnia?
No.
Oh, so
No, we're not married.
you dumped that one and you got a new one. And
I got a new one.
is the new one a sexomniac or he's not?
Not at all.
Okay. And your 19-year-old daughter now is doing very well?
Oh, yeah, she's in college now, yep.
Oh, that's
her
sweet.
First year.
And does she know that she's a product of sexomnia?
She does not.
Okay.
Let's conference her in.
Let's bring her right
Let's
in.
tell her.
Erica, thanks for listening.
Thanks. You guys are great.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Eh.
All right.
We're okay.
Great. I mean, come on. Let's not get carried away.
What are we?
Come on, tell us more about your friend, Roxanne.
What else would you like to know?
Is she hot?
Yes.
That's it. That's all that
Okay, that's all that matters.
Roxanne doesn't have unhot friends.
The thing is it's a little bit stressful because I think sometimes women do feel violated. Like we heard from all the women who have it, but if you're sleeping and you're trying to get a good night's rest and your husband is sound asleep but wanting to do that, I think it can be stressful.
Didn't somebody we know have it, like Joey B or something? Didn't somebody we know have it?
No, he had.
Oh, Joey B would make like ham and mustard sandwiches
he would
and lasagna.
cook in the middle of the night.
Oh, and didn't he? Oh, he was on Ambien. Yeah.
Joey B, one of our old producers on the show, he had sleeping issues, and he would take Ambien, and the Ambien would cause him. And this is like documented. People on Ambien would wake up in the middle of the night, and they would like be driving 200 miles away from their home and have no recollection whatsoever.
This is when it was relatively new, right?
Yeah. For Joey B, our former producer, he would cook in the middle of the night. He would bake cakes and make like 12-layer lasagna in the middle of the night.
Like really big meals.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
at the radio station, 5:30 in the morning. He brings a whole hot spread of chicken parm. And I'm like, what's this? He's, I cooked all night naked. And I'm like, I'm like, okay. And it was delicious.
That's what I want to eat lasagna that was cooked while the chef was naked.
He was a good cook.
Yeah. Remember Joey B?
I saw a Bigfoot.
That's Joey B.
We love Joey.
I saw a Bigfoot.
And Joey B claims that he saw a Bigfoot
right
on the side of I-95 in, was it Georgia or South Carolina?
South Carolina.
Yeah, it was just over the Georgia-South Carolina line, and they pulled over for I think for him to go to the bathroom on the shoulder, like at 2:00 in the morning, and he claims that he saw Bigfoot on the side of the road.
I saw a Bigfoot.
Who wanted to cut out his tongue?
He had an aunt.
His aunt wanted to cut out his.
Oh yeah. So Joey B.
I'm sorry. I just that always made me laugh.
There was a big family feud.
I think one aunt got arrested and Joey was going to testify against her, and she wanted to cut out his tongue.
Yeah.
He was in radio.
Hold on. She hired a hitman. Seriously. So Joey B lived up in Kearney, New Jersey, and he's had some family members, I think, that were connected.
Yeah, just a couple.
A couple of connected folks up there in Kearney, New Jersey, probably in the karting business.
Part of the family.
It was his aunt. I think it was like his dad's sister, and there was a huge family feud, and she was busted trying to hire a hitman to have one of the relatives killed outright, just like taken out, and then she wanted the hitman to cut Joey B's tongue out of his mouth because he was in radio, and that would ruin his career by having his tongue cut out of his mouth. So,
oh boy.
I just remembered one more sexomnia detail from my friend.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I forgot that he worked as a character at Disney, so he was Pluto at Disney. And when he did his sexomnia, he was never like a furry type of guy during the day, but he would put on his Pluto costume while he was sleeping.
Was he 17?
I don't buy that.
Get out of here.
I'm just kidding.
You can't take the costumes home with you.
I'm just kidding.
Disney doesn't allow you to bring your goofy costume home.
I want to have some sleep.
Let me unzip this and show you how goofy I can be.
I was teasing about the costume, but he did really work as Pluto. That's a fact.
Are you kidding me?
No.
How old was he?
A grown man, an adult. I mean, he worked as Pluto in his 20s.
All right.
Good for him.
All right. Hey, Kentucky Derby. Who watched?
I missed the whole thing.
I watched it.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. It was like a photo finish. You had 3 horses, and you had Mystic Dan, which was not the favorite, won by, when you say a nose, it was a nose.
I saw the finish, but
the finish was insane, and we went to the Outback Steakhouse bar to watch the race. You know, that's the fastest 2 minutes in sports. We went to the Outback bar in Palm Harbor because we were going out with friends of ours for dinner. We went to Massimo's. You know how I love Massimo's.
Sure.
In fact, I posted some of our pictures. You want to see some good-looking food, folks? Sea bass, the orange duck. He had a fettuccine bolognese. Ordered that for the table. That was a special. So if you want to see some great-looking food, it's on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. But Massimo's, eclectic fine dining spot up in Palm Harbor.
Doesn't have a big 85-inch TV blasting the race?
He does not. He's got a nice bar set up, but he doesn't have TVs above the bar. So I came up with this ingenious plan that we meet at the Outback, which is right on US 19 in Palm Harbor. So you have the Outback in the front out parcel of the parking lot of the shopping center, and then behind, in the building behind, that's where Massimo's is. So we went to Outback, hung out at the bar.
Did Michelle get all tanked up on the koala punch?
No.
It's a new drink at Outback.
No,
it's really
but
good.
our buddies, they beat us there, so they were all tanking it up good. So they had a couple of drinks. And then we just kind of watched the race, closed out the tab, and then walk across the parking lot right to Massimo's for dinner on Saturday night.
Perfect.
So that's what we did. Hey, do you have the final call? I mean, it was really exciting. It was 3 horses, and it was down to the wire. Here, listen to this. Andrew's got the audio queued up. Go, Andrew. Hit it.
Yeah.
Has now moved up to take the lead as fierceness is given way, coming by the 16th pole.
Here it is.
And Mystic Dan has now come through on the inside. It is Mystic Dan down toward the inside with the lead in the final 16th. Forever Young, Sierra Leone is coming. These three coming down to the wire. Who's it going to be? Oh, it's a photo of the Derby. Oh, it's a photo. Was it Mystic Dan or was it Sierra Leone? Forever Young was between them, catching freedom.
So you didn't know who it was? I mean, it looked like my call was Mystic Dan. I thought it was Mystic Dan, but it was like the flare of a nostril. If Sierra Leone, I think, would have flared the nostril out just a little more, might have won.
Stuck his tongue out.
Yeah.
How about the jockey having to wait for them to make that call? Brian Hernandez, the one who rode Mystic Dan.
Isn't this just like the jockey's job is to who beats the horse the most, and then they win?
Yeah. It's like
what do they do?
Whoever smacks the crap out of the horse the most.
The pop in circumstance is something else. And the guys who wear the stupid Candyman Dick Van Dyke hat, what the hell is that? You guys look like a bunch of buffoons.
Come on, stop it. Hey, so...
And then they interview the jockey afterwards. He's like, yeah, it was a real close race.
The
horse was performing really good
It doesn't
today.
sound like a munchkin from The Wizard of Oz.
It was really close.
Did you see when I whipped the horse? I really beat the crap out of him.
It's good.
I think the jockey that won it was his final race ever. I don't know.
It is my final race.
What, he can't do the Preakness and can't do the Belmont?
I quit. I'm out.
I don't care about no Triple Crown.
He doesn't sound like that. All right.
What are you doing? That's the horn.
That's the post. That's the post.
yeah.
That's the post.
Yeah.
The post
Oh.
bugle.
No, it's like this.
Somebody, so did anybody see any celebrities? Or the celebrities?
No celebrities at the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah,
at all.
148,000 people, no celebrities.
All unknowns.
It's all celebrity free.
And nobody wore stupid hats or seersucker or drank mint juleps.
Michelle and I and the kids, we went to the 2013 Kentucky Derby.
Question.
And it was great.
I was thinking about that.
Yeah, Michelle, she entered the lottery for tickets. So Michelle, as a surprise, because Michelle always knew that one of my bucket list items was to go to the Kentucky Derby. Just always wanted to go. And Michelle, unbeknownst to me, she went on to the website and there was a lottery where you put your name in and they'll contact you if you win the lottery to buy tickets, because there are more people that want tickets than they have tickets available.
Sure.
But I don't think the odds are that terrible. Anyway, so Michelle gets a notification that this is back in 2013 that you've been selected. You can buy tickets and you could spend like 20 grand down to, I think it was a couple of hundred. So she said to me, hey, guess what? I got a surprise. What seats do you want? I said, well, take the $20,000. I'm kidding.
No question.
I said, Michelle, take the cheapest seats. So literally, we bought the cheapest seats in the house, and they were fantastic. We were in the farthest bleacher section in the top row. You could not get any of the last seats than we got. We had the last bleacher section right in front of the starting gate, and we had the upper row. I mean, my back was up against the upper bleacher is where we were, and it was fantastic. It was super. We got to see them load the horses. We saw the horses run out of the gate. We saw the home stretch. We saw them rounding the bend at the home stretch.
Did you see the way I hit him in the butt really hard?
And it was great.
Hey,
So-
were you the only guy there dressed in khakis and some sort of gun shirt?
So,
Dude, I'm sure I had khakis on and some T-shirt.
You're the only. Come on, you didn't even dress up.
the question I have is,
Michelle and Chloe had hats, though.
that was the question.
Seriously.
Michelle
Of
wore
course,
a big
of
old
course.
hat.
Michelle and Chloe, they got derby hats when we went.
What do they have, a derby hat store?
You know, it was crazy. Flying from Tampa to Louisville,
Yeah.
Ooh.
all the hats you saw in the airport, and because the women were holding their hats or
Oh, yeah.
wearing and putting them in the overhead bins.
That's
all
a
the
big money.
crazy derby hats.
I went in 2004, and I told you who I saw there, right?
Yeah, Pauly Shore.
Hey, the Wheeze.
O.J. Simpson.
O.J.
I saw
Simpson.
O.J. at a bar.
OJ.
Yeah.
Did he try to pick you up?
No, he was like, I just saw him across the room because you can't
Hey.
miss him because of,
You
a
would
very
look good with
large
a knife
noggin.
to your throat. Yeah.
Very large noggin. I'm trying to think who else. Jessica. This is how long ago 2004 was. Jessica Simpson and Nick Lachey were together.
Yeah, that's
At that.
yeah. You know how long ago 2004 was?
20 years
20 years ago.
Exactly 20 years ago. That's how long it was. All right, so Froggy, you just said something which is actually a pretty good segue.
Yeah.
Are you yawning?
Is that your OJ
That's
impression?
right. I'm still doing OJ.
Oh, you're still doing OJ. You said something just a few minutes ago
What's that?
about me dressed up with khaki pants and a T-shirt at the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
That's a good segue into calling Michelle here quickly, because Michelle, she is now assigned a description of my dress. So the way that I dress, she has a new, like, you go to a restaurant
Right.
and you wear some khaki pants and a golf shirt. What is that called?
Cash.
Casual. Close.
Business casual?
Yes. All right. So
Jeez.
business casual. So you have different descriptions. You've got formal, semi-formal, business casual.
I thought business casual had to wear long pants and polo
He said
shirt.
long pants,
Okay, all right.
which he doesn't wear.
But yeah, I've never seen him wear long pants.
His style is called short chic.
I wore long pants on Friday night, and I wore long pants on Saturday night.
Wow, look at you, a big boy.
Yeah, tell me about it.
You still wear those little baby doll shoes?
Yeah, with the
Stop
strap over the front.
Hello.
Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning.
Hey, are you listening to the show right now?
Off and on.
All right.
Wake up! It's 8:15.
All right. Do you remember over the weekend?
Woman.
You have now classified my style of dress. So you've now labeled the way I dress, and you have a new name for it. Do you remember what that is?
Florida slob.
Say it again.
Florida slob.
Yeah.
I am now. I've now been labeled. The way I dress is Florida slob.
Michelle, I don't know if that's fair.
Well, no, that is kind of fair because
Florida, the word slob.
yeah, but think about what you say to someone when someone's asking about the dress style for any event. You always like cap it off with, but it's Florida. Wear whatever you want.
No, but when you say Florida slob, I think cut off jeans and white tank top T-shirts and
Stains
and flip flops.
Listen, this is what he says all the time, especially when we were first married. And we would go to Burns, and he would wear shorts. And I'm like, you can't wear shorts. He goes, I'm in Florida.
Yeah.
I wear shorts
God,
everywhere.
what's the matter?
Yeah, I
with
think
you?
Everybody wears shorts.
they've shut that down because of me. I think.
Yeah.
That was like 94, 95.
Exactly.
And I first went to Burns in shorts. I haven't done that in a long time.
Listen, years ago, MJ,
Yeah.
we were in Los Angeles and we went to the Palm restaurant.
Yep.
and we were asked to leave.
Oh, that's right.
Because we didn't have coats. And they wanted to give us coats off the rack.
Yeah.
And they didn't
That's
have
what they
one.
used
They
to
didn't
do,
have one
yeah.
my size.
Oh
And
my
you
gosh.
you stood up and said, "If you cannot clothe my friend, we're out of here." And we left, but we had to have coats. Is there any restaurant in town that has a mandatory coat requirement?
I don't know.
I've never come across.
Yes, there is.
Hold on. Andrew is saying the Tampa Club has a mandatory, but I've never been to the
What about the University Club?
In my 30 years in the Tampa Bay market, I have never been to the Tampa Club.
Get my coat with my crest. I'm going to the Tampa Club.
But I've never been to a restaurant. I've never been to anywhere in Tampa Bay where I had to wear a jacket. But there is a funny story. Michelle and I were out in Denver, and we stayed at the Brown Palace, which that was unsinkable Molly Brown from the Titanic.
Cool.
But
That's also what I call my bathroom.
Yeah, but now
what?
Ew.
You call your bathroom the Brown Palace?
in this day of emojis, it's really an unfortunate name.
I know, I was just joking.
It's disgusting.
But yeah, you stayed there, and
So we stayed at the Brown Palace, and they have Michelle. What was the is it the Brown Dirt? What is the what was the what?
The Brown Palace.
No. Find the fancy restaurant in the Brown Palace.
Brown Palace restaurant.
You had to have a coat in that restaurant.
Why?
Is it the Palace Arms?
It might have been the
Is
Palace.
it Elignat's?
Palace Arms.
Yeah, that's it. And the food was. I had the lamb chop. I had the Colorado rack of lamb, and it was delicious.
You didn't have the oysters?
Oh, dude, that was our table. Right, the picture that you just brought up. Our table is against that wall. No. Right there. No.
I don't know.
Right there. Just stop. Go to the big picture.
X.
And move. Dude, you
It's the
just
same
leave
picture.
it alone.
I'm telling you, these are the pictures that popped up on Google.
Michelle, I can see the table where we sat at.
That's
All right,
amazing.
you guys carve your initials in it?
All right, so we walk into the Palace Arms at the Brown Derby in Denver for dinner, and it's a nice place. And they say, "Sir, do you have a jacket?" I'm like, "No, I did not travel from Florida with a jacket." And they said, "Well, sir, a jacket is required, and we do have a selection of jackets." So they bring out these gigantic monkey suits.
Yeah.
My sleeves were getting into the mint. My sleeves were all up in the mint jelly from my Colorado rack of lamb. It was ridiculous.
And you said, jacket off.
Excuse me?
Roxanne.
What did you say?
You wanted your coat removed so you didn't get the sleeves in the jelly.
What did you say?
You heard me.
What did he
You
proclaim?
heard me.
What did he proclaim?
You said, jacket off, sir, right now.
Oh my gosh, in the soup.
Yes, sir.
All right, so
That's a special service we provide here.
Michelle,
They let you take it off.
but didn't I look more ridiculous with that idiotic?
It didn't fit you.
It was awful. It'd be like if Fester went, they'd give him a little bitty jacket.
Yeah.
He'd look like Magilla Gorilla.
I'd split it
And
down
now-
the back.
And what is the rule now that we have in the house when we travel?
I don't know. What is it?
You travel with a jacket everywhere.
No, I don't. I do not travel with. I travel with tuxedo everywhere we go. Anyway, folks, Michelle has declared my style of dress as Florida slob.
That's not fair, Michelle.
Yeah.
What?
That's not, it's a misappropriation of the word slob.
No,
As a,
I'm using it because he says I'm in Florida. I can wear whatever I want.
yeah, but
I'm in Florida, I'm
slob
wearing
is
shorts.
such a.
Has anyone used that terminology before, or did Michelle coin the type of attire and dress here in Florida as Florida slob? Did Michelle coin that phrase?
I think she definitely needs to
might
trademark it.
That might be a good clothing name. Florida slob.
Great. No. Nobody wants to dress like that.
You see the Florida slob
Nobody
stickers
wants to
everywhere?
dress like
Exactly.
you.
You know, you
They
got the,
put Yeti stickers
you
on
got,
cars.
You got flow grown. You've got all those other you got
Michelle.
all you got all the
Slow,
salt,
slow,
You got
Florida
all the
slob.
you got all the Salt Life stickers all over. Florida slob.
Flow slow.
Sir,
Yes.
if you go out to eat and you wear one of your you wear one of those shirts that you like to wear.
He doesn't have anything nice. He has these awful looking Don Ho Hawaiian
He's
shirts.
wearing a nice shirt today.
But what does that Hawaiian shirt have that almost none of the shirts have that MJ wears?
A collar.
Thank you very much.
So, Michelle, Allison and I had our own wardrobe malfunction this weekend.
That guy in a little coat. That guy in a little coat.
So, Michelle, we went out Friday night. And we went out for pizza downtown. We walked around the riverfront area.
Aww.
Yeah, right. And we're sitting there watching the kids run around and go crazy and just be complete animals.
Romantic.
And Allison looks at me and she kind of sighs, like, more disdain, like that. And I go, what's wrong? And she goes, sometimes when we go out, I just wish that we would dress for the same occasion.
That she was dressed one way and
she
you're
was
dressed
one way, and I'm wearing like a Dickies mechanic shirt and black socks.
That's
and shorts.
why Michelle dubbed me Florida slob over the weekend.
It's the same thing. Dressing for the same occasion, which I will refuse to do.
She was so much more eloquent and kind about it, and I was just, B-I-T-C-H on a roll.
Yeah, she's already
Did you
horrified.
say bitch on a roll?
Oh, yeah.
She spelled it.
All right, Michelle, I got to run. Hey, thanks for joining us this morning.
MJ, can we just dress for the same occasion?
Just dress for the same occasion.
I mean, this is the thing. We go to get dressed for dinner, and you're like, oh, I'm just going to wear, one of my little athletic shirts with a collar. I'm like, just because the athletic shirt has a collar doesn't make it appropriate. And then you said to me, I'm going to wear a golf shirt. I said, you don't even golf. Why do you have a golf shirt?
All right, goodbye.
What a nagging woman.
Goodbye, Michelle.
Doug always says that to me. He's like, where do you think we're going? Because I'm always fancy dressed.
Roxanne's like, oh, this is a place where a dress with all my ribs showing is appropriate.
That's it. That's what I go to.
There is video that's circulating, and I don't know if this is real or you got to wonder these days when you see the Instagram reels. I'm not on TikTok because it's a Chinese spy operation and they're stealing all your data and feeding it back to the commie Chinese. But I'm on Instagram. So,
I know what you're going to say.
So I see the reels. I don't know if this is real or fake.
It's real.
All right, Froggy, what do you think it is?
The video of the guy who captured the time traveler.
No, it's
going in. You didn't see that video?
No.
Dude, this guy has an Airbnb, and a guy goes into the Airbnb, and a couple minutes later comes out, and he's 40 years older than he was.
Get out of here.
I swear to God. That's not it?
Where do you come up with this? No.
It's a time traveler Airbnb. Look it up.
Google it. I'm not looking it up.
Oh, I thought that's what it is.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Oh.
I'm talking about there's a quick video that's circulating, and let me play the audio of this, and then I'll describe exactly what's going on here. It's local. All right, Fester? By the way,
you have a cough today or something?
I feel a little coffee.
All right, listen to this audio.
When you got to sneak that liquor into Busch Gardens. Can you tell that we got liquor under there? Why?
Yes, I'm back here.
Oh, yeah. Time to get day drunk.
Try to get day drunk.
Time to get day drunk.
Did you hear what they said in the beginning?
How to sneak that liquor into Busch Gardens?
Yes, listen again.
When you got to sneak that liquor into Busch Gardens. Can you tell that we got liquor under there? Why?
Yes, I'm back here.
Oh.
They have a mobility scooter. Like one that grandma would ride. Grandma's 86 years old, or you're taking grandma to Busch Gardens. She's just going to watch the grandkids go on the roller coasters and everything. And grandma's... They have taken a whole bunch, like a couple of boxes of liquor, kind of flat box, and they've attached them to the underside of the scooter.
It's brilliant.
So in the parking lot, they're tilting the scooter up. You see the complete underside of the mobility scooter, and they have liquor bottles that are jammed up in the bottom, and they're like adhesive or taped in. So grandma or whoever just scoots right through the handicapped entrance at Busch Gardens on the motorized scooter, and they got liquor bottles underneath. Because he said, what, we're going to get day drunk at Busch Gardens?
When you got to sneak that liquor into Busch Gardens. Can you tell that we got liquor under there? Why?
Yes, I'm back here.
Oh, yeah. Time to get day drunk.
Oh, wow.
Then when
Nothing
they
like
tell
Busch Gardens, the hot sun, and some warm liquor.
Yeah.
Time to get day drunk.
Let's get blitz drunk, a 95-degree heat with roller coasters.
Oh.
Because I'm all for having a couple of drinks in the afternoon. It's all right. But next to roller coasters?
Is that a thing? People trying to sneak liquor into Busch Gardens? So listen, I don't know if that video is real or fake. Hey, Andrew,
I'm pretty sure it's real.
Put the link up on our website. We'll put the link up. Give Andrew a few minutes, and we'll have that up at mjmorningshow.com. You'll go to mjmorningshow.com, and then near the top, click on As Heard on the MJ Morning Show, and we'll have that link up. And folks, I want to apologize. I know that a lot of our podcasts are not getting populated in a timely fashion.
It's all Andrew's fault. Send complaints to him.
Then some of the stories we put up, we're having some. Andrew, what are they saying? What is Corp? Turn your mic on. Why are our podcasts not posting on our website for like days at a time?
I don't know the answer to that.
Well, what are they telling you?
They're not telling me anything.
I don't. Easy. Don't get angry.
Listen, 30 seconds ago.
There's no other way for me to say that. They're not telling me anything.
I think you might need anger management classes.
No, I
What's
think
wrong with that statement I made?
Yeah.
You're about to snap. Calm down.
No. He listens to how we all talk to each other, and he's just mirroring it. It's fine, Andrew.
It's like his voice is getting higher without getting higher.
Change your name to
No, it doesn't.
Spider.
So I apologize for those that will go to our website, and if I mention a link's going to be put up and it's not there, they're having some caching issues. And I don't know if they're using some kind of freeware to run our website, but we're having this problem. So if you have issues getting our podcast and it's not showing up for a day or two, go to Spotify or Apple Podcasts and the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Those are up right away typically by 11 a.m. Our podcasts are up, and our very own website, our very own platform, we're having trouble where it's not popping up sometimes for a day or two. It's bizarre. And we've been complaining about this for weeks, and they can't seem to fix it. So we'll let you know what's going on there. All right, we have something a little uncomfortable here. Let me play this audio. Apparently, TMZ, was it TMZ or was it Page 6. So gossip site Page 6 got a hold of an old VHS tape. Sean P. Daddy, Puff Daddy, whatever the hell his name was back then, Combs, was having a big birthday bash back in 1998. And there's a VHS video invitation, and a ton of celebrities were on the... Remember they would do that? You send the videotape, you send the VHS tape, and you got to put it into the VCR, push play, and the whole invitation was like a video.
Okay.
For an event. So P. Diddy did this for his 29th birthday party back in 1998. And, well, for a lot of these folks, this doesn't age very well, especially with the scrutiny that P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, whatever, Sean Combs is under right now with the Fed raids on his place in Miami and in Hollywood. Here, listen to this.
You're cordially invited to celebrate the birth of Sean Puffy Combs.
You know who that is?
Chris Rock.
That was Oprah Winfrey.
No, the second person.
Hold on a minute.
Listen again.
You're cordially invited to celebrate the birth of Sean Puffy Combs.
Yeah, it's two people there.
Yeah. The first part is Oprah. You're right. Good pick there. The second one is Chris Rock.
Sean Puffy Combs.
And this goes on.
You're cordially invited to celebrate the birth of Sean Puffy Combs.
Puffy. P. Diddy.
P. Diddy.
P. Diddy.
I thought his name was Puff Daddy.
Puff.
P.D.
P. Daddy. Diddy. Puffy Daddy.
All right, so this goes on for like a minute and a half.
Oh, man, that sounds awesome.
With different celebs just saying his different names, okay?
Do you know all the celebs that are now resurfacing? And they're like, oh, my God. Oh, jeez.
They just told me to say P. Diddy.
Yeah. I wonder how many of these stars stayed at his house and potentially were videotaped. Because, the report was last week, we had it, that there were 250 surveillance cameras taken out of P. Diddy's home. I don't know if that's real or fake, but
what if
would you like to hear the celebrities that were on that video invitation that I'm sure went to P. Diddy's birthday party. Would you like to hear the celebrities that were there?
Yeah, I'd love to hear.
Yeah.
And stayed in P. Diddy's house potentially and maybe were videoed?
Oh, what if videos of Oprah giving Stedman a mustache ride?
A what? Did you just say what I thought you said?
He had the mustache.
All right, whatever.
But yeah, Oprah was close with him, right?
So here are the celebrities. Oprah Winfrey.
Look at that.
We got that part.
Donald Trump. Ellen DeGeneres. Chris Rock, Mariah Carey, Magic Johnson, Will Smith, Ben Stiller, Joan Rivers, Pauly Shore.
Pretty sure Magic didn't get in the mix.
Pauly Shore's in there. Wyclef Jean, Steven Tyler.
Yeah. Oh, God, who invited Steven?
Joe Perry, Tommy Hilfiger, Clive Davis, Ronald Perlman, Penny Marshall.
Wait, who's Ronald Perlman?
He was the Backstreet Boy guy.
No, that was Lou Perlman.
Perlman.
That was Lou
Okay.
Perlman.
Oh, he's an actor
Right.
from Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah. Robin Leach
Oh, God.
was on the video. Stephen Baldwin and
Alec.
just for you, Roxanne, Derek Jeter.
You know, I was going to make this statement before you went through that list, and I wish I had, but I was going to say just because somebody's name is on that list means absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Like that's the day and age, and he was the Prince of New York. Of course, he's going to be on that list.
Can you do me a favor? I want you to text Derek Jeter right now because you and Doug are personal friends. Can you ask Derek, just text him, did you ever stay at one of P. Diddy's houses?
No.
What do you mean no? You won't send him a text?
Because I'm not going to drag his name into anything related to that guy. Two different people.
Are you crazy,
yeah.
MJ?
Yeah, are you out of your mind?
I'm just asking.
Two different calibers of people. Not happening.
I realize that, but Derek is on the video invitation inviting people to the P. Diddy birthday party.
If this is like yeah.
Have you ever met, MJ, you've met a reasonable amount of people.
Yeah, I was just curious if you've ever stayed at P. Diddy's house. That's it. That's all I want to know.
Have you ever met or been associated with somebody who, down the road after your relationship with them
Yes.
might have ended, is just something terrible has come out about
Oh,
it?
like they're busted by the feds for like
Yeah.
Kid videos
Oh, jeez.
or laundering
Yeah.
all kinds of crazy stuff or drug
you
runner
know what?
or I mean, have you ever met anybody where at the time you're cool with them? Because if you have a party, MG, if you have a party
Yes.
and you invite me, I want to be cordial to everybody there. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah,
Nice to see you. Let's
you
take
know
a
what?
picture. Okay, let's take a picture.
That's a very good question.
But then down the road, 10 years later,
can
20
you
years
think
later,
can you think of anything?
I can't.
Because you've known me since
I can think of one.
What?
I'm not bringing it up.
Well, write it down.
Oh, well,
I'm not saying it.
Oh, just write it down quickly.
that's not famous,
Well,
though.
who?
That's not
Oh, never
famous,
mind,
though.
never mind.
Right
But
there.
it's
But
somebody
still,
that
if somebody got in trouble.
it's somebody that we dealt with, and then we found out about something. We were like, "What
The
the
big
hell?"
fat guy.
Oh, the Nalmo thing?
Nalmo,
That
yeah.
was that was my
yeah.
guess.
Nalmo was a terrible person to begin with. We didn't know.
We're talking now.
I
You know-
missed the celebrity thing.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but it's a
The
celebrity
thing
thing.
is that's what these people do. Like, I'm not saying that Puff Daddy's party at that point in time could have been just a big celebrity-filled party, but that's what these types of do, like the Jeffrey Epsteins, and they have their underworld and all the bad stuff that's going on, and then they have to associate with enough people on the up and up to give themselves credibility and look normal.
Wait, I can think of somebody.
What?
Perez Hilton.
He's
We dealt with. No,
but he's,
No, that
he's-
doesn't.
He's
he's a terrible
a,
person.
no,
I'm
he's
sure
he's
there's-
a writer. He's not.
I'm sure there's
Whatever. You
someone.
come up with something.
I would have to ask Michelle. Hey, Michelle, if you're listening, just text me. And I think it's a good question that Fester asked. Is there anyone that we've known that we were friends with, and then down the road something happened? They were busted. They were arrested. Some kind of scandal hit.
Al Keck.
Al Keck had just some personal finance issues.
I thought you wanted to kick your ass.
You
well, he
want to
did.
hear a guy I have nothing but respect for. It's Al Keck.
Yeah, that's a bad example.
He knows how to handle his business.
Al Keck's a cool guy.
I have no other guess.
Listen, we were douche wagons.
Al
You know,
Keck.
I like Al Keck.
You were.
Al Keck had a couple of financial issues, and I think, whatever the issue was, it made the newspaper. It was in like the St. Pete Times or the Tampa Tribune.
And you handled it very wrong.
And Al Keck, former Channel 10 newscaster, then I think he went to Channel 28 for a while. And I thought he was solid. You know, you look at Al Keck was really the epitome of kind of a cool TV sports guy. So Al Keck was having some financial issues, And I feel bad about this. These days, I feel bad.
I'll tell you right now, I have nothing but respect for Al Keck because he knows how to handle his business like a grown man.
Al,
He sure does.
So Al Keck was having some financial issues, and one of the papers did a whole write-up about his car was a Dodge Caravan and this and that. And then it said in the paper Al Keck was unavailable for comment because he's on vacation in Las Vegas. And then we went on the air. We said, "What the hell? He's having financial issues, and he's on a vacation in Las Vegas."
MJ's like, here, hey Al, let me give you a tip. Don't spend $650 on a gold Dodge Caravan. How about that? And we read his whole.
Oh, that's right. It had the monthly lease payment.
Yeah, the whole financial statement was published.
Yeah. And, wow. And we were I was ripping Al Keck with BJ as well. This was on the old MJ and BJ morning show. And we're going through the whole list because they published, I think it might have been a bankruptcy filing.
And Al Keck.
The newspaper published it. And I'm like, hey, Al, maybe put 10 grand on black and see if that pulls you out of.
It'll pull you right out.
Right. So we're giving Al Keck the business. So Al Keck comes. I just couldn't get over the fact that he was, filed for bankruptcy and that he couldn't be reached for comment because he was on vacation in Las Vegas. I'm like, what the hell? So Al Keck comes back from vacation and shows up in our lobby at 4002 Gandy Boulevard. And for those folks, for those that don't know, Al Keck was a longtime sports guy on 10 News.
Yeah,
very popular guy
on Channel 10.
Good man.
One of the most well-known sports guys in town, Al Keck. And he comes back from the vacation, comes to our studio on Gandy in South Tampa, barges into the lobby. He's like, "Where's MJ?"
I'm in the lobby. I'm sitting on the red couch in the lobby, and you're like, "Where's MJ?"
I want MJ now.
I just point.
Right to that door, sir.
And then I get a page or something, or I pick up the phone, and it was Mary. Mary was that Rhonda or Mary back then?
One of the two.
Yeah. And it might have been Rhonda. And it's like, MJ, Al Keck is in the lobby.
Al Keck's here to see you.
And it all shriveled. It was like, oh no.
Boy, you want to talk about it?
And Al Keck just read me the riot act in the lobby. And then BJ comes up. He's like, all right, hey, let's take this to the conference room. So then we have like a detente. We have like a negotiating session in the conference room. BJ calms Al Keck down.
After like 20 minutes of Al Keck just chewing MJ's ass like I've never seen before.
Calm down, buddy. Come on, buddy.
You know what? But I had a newfound respect for Al Keck.
Nothing but respect for Al Keck.
And you know what? We were douchey morning guys, and we were, we were.
What do you think he was going to do? Smack you around?
Oh, he could have. Oh, I think.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I think Al was close.
Yeah, that would piss me off too, man.
Al Keck might be 6'4". He grew to like 6'10".
Yeah. So we calmed Al down. I think it did end with a handshake. I've seen Al several times since then.
Since then, we had Al in the studio, and we kind of made
everything smoothed over.
Right.
I think we had Al Keck on the air.
Yes.
Yeah, I apologize. And you know what? To this day, as I sit here on May the 6th, 2024, I feel bad for what we did back in 96, 97, 98, somewhere in that vicinity.
Well, that's good.
You can't feel bad about it. Just maybe if you had to do it over again, you'd have done it a little differently, but you can't.
MJ, how close were you to Jared Fogle back in the day?
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The Subway guy, he was on tour all the time.
Yeah, I'm serious. He was in the studio a lot.
I legitimately burned a picture I had of him and I like having each other in a headlock.
I have a picture with him too.
Yeah.
So,
me too. I did an interview with him, and literally everything unfolded like a month later. Same with Bill Cosby. Did an interview with him. Everything unfolded a month later.
Jared Fogle, the creepy kiddie porn underage girl, former Subway sandwich pitch guy, Jared Fogle, who lost all that weight and he had the giant pants.
Everybody loved this guy.
Yeah. He
always had that pedo look to him.
Hey, he was in our studio, 3 times over the years? Maybe
at least.
Yeah.
He was always on tour for something.
He'd bring his pants out, and then him and I got a picture, and we're like, holding up Subway subs, and he was like, he's totally awesome, and then he's like the creepiest guy in the world. I literally burned the picture. No evidence.
Good.
No evidence.
Oh, jeez. Michelle just texted me.
Uh-oh, she come up with one?
No, I want to know more about the Airbnb time traveler.
Dude, I'll look it up right now.
What are you talking about? There's no Airbnb. All right, Froggy.
Stop, dude.
Froggy has the weirdest taste in YouTube viewing, and now he's claiming that there's an Airbnb. Oh, TMZ had the story?
I don't know. Did they?
Andrew, how long ago did TMZ have the story? Oh, over the weekend. Oh, it's a fresh story. Hey,
I mean, where do you want to find it? It's all over the place.
Fester, just go to.
I caught a time traveler 4 days ago.
No,
US Sun.
just type in TMZ. Let's just go to TMZ. Type in Airbnb. No, leave that and just add TMZ. Airbnb time traveler. No, leave time. Why'd you erase time traveler?
It comes up. It's Google. There we go. Look at
All right,
this.
so
Alleged time
Here
traveler.
we go. TMZ 2 days ago.
Yeah, it's all yours now.
All right.
See, this is the real news we should be covering, not this fake crap.
Alleged time traveler, Florida man sneaks into shed, comes out way older a day later.
Maybe he just went into the shed and did like a lot of meth.
Dude, you got to look at the picture.
Oh my God.
Get out of here.
All right, so there's like a 24-year-old guy that walks in and then an 85-year-old guy walks out.
I'm telling you.
All right.
Look at that.
Let me read the story. One guy claims to have captured a real-life Marty McFly on camera at his Florida Airbnb, posting a video that certainly seems to suggest that time travel's real. If you buy this, that is. A dude named Alec Schau posted a series of videos this week that has the internet equally mesmerized and stumped because it shows what appears to be a dude sneaking onto his property, going into a shed, and coming out a day later looking completely different. Holy crap.
Wow.
See, I'm telling you, you guys need to listen to my stuff more often.
By that, we mean the man purported to be a time traveler emerges several years older. Well, no, he went
Several years? He went from 25 to 80.
He went from dark hair to gray hair. You know, what if it's the guy's uncle or father that looks like him that stopped by? Listen, I'm not buying that.
Oh, Gordon, naysaying it again.
I don't.
You naysay the Sasquatch picking up a tree like a baseball bat. You can't explain that. You can't explain this. You can't explain the latest UFO events. You can't explain nothing.
I'm sorry.
You're a non-believing ass.
I don't believe that there's a time traveler at an Airbnb here in Florida.
What is the explanation?
Take a look and you'll see what we mean. Alex says that he's got a home in Florida that he rents out as an Airbnb, and there's a security camera system that alerts him to activity when he's not there. He got pinged to some movement, and he says he saw something incredible. Check it out. The video appears to show a random young dude wandering onto Alex's property off the street, and he moseys around aimlessly before popping into a shed, seemingly for no reason. Alec calls the cops who come out to check it out, but can't find the guy in there, even though you never actually see him leave the space. A day later, a big update. Alec posted footage that seems to show a totally different person exiting the shed out of nowhere, only this man is elderly. Although he looks awfully familiar, at least to Alec. Long story short, Alec thinks that he got a time traveler on his hands, and he insists there's no trickery or pranks afoot on his end. Some believe it. Others are a little bit more incredulous. Alec says there are no tunnels in his shed, and he's going to the house soon to inspect what could possibly explain this.
Yeah, that guy had his grandfather come visit him at some random shed.
Wow. Yeah, Grandpa looks just like him.
Hey, Froggy, one of my friends just texted me. Do you follow the Y-Files on YouTube? They said
No, I
you
don't,
should.
but I will look
Put
it up
that
right
on your
now.
list.
Thank
The
you so much. I
Y-Files.
could use a new channel.
All right, it's 8:45 at the MJ Morning Show. We're continuing an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. As usual, I go even more than an hour and 20 minutes every day. So don't forget, we have the Cash Kitty coming up again. We had the Cash Kitty about 45 minutes ago at 8 o'clock. Somebody won $1,000 in our nationwide contest. And then we've got the Cash Kitty coming up again at 10 a.m. So right after the morning show, Cash Kitty back again, like tag team back again. So Cash Kitty, 10 o'clock, then 12 noon, then 3 and 5 p.m. You're shot to win $1,000 every single time. Tomorrow morning at 7:45. Folks, tomorrow morning, 7:45, I have a big announcement. I have a huge announcement. Tomorrow morning, live here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Big announcement, 7:45 tomorrow morning. Make sure you're hanging out. I brought this up on Friday. I mentioned it earlier this morning, and it's weight flux.
Okay.
Let me dump that.
Okay.
I just dumped that.
Well, that was first.
Oh, man.
I didn't really say the word.
I know, but
But it was close, and I dumped it. All right.
You did not say it. Yeah.
I just dumped it. I was trying to say the word fluctuation, and I kind of stumbled a little
It
bit.
was a silent L.
Yeah. All right. So I brought this up earlier. I mentioned it on Friday. It's weight fluctuation, and I noticed that my weight can fluctuate like 5 pounds in a day.
Dude, how many times are you weighing yourself?
Well, Michelle's got me all, with
you have a
my
modeling gig coming up? What is this?
Yeah, I'm Zoolander 3.
What is this,
All right,
Blue Steel?
So, listen, I walk 20 miles a week. I'm doing my X-Force body, and I've become a little more weight conscious, and right now I'm at, one of the best weights I've been at in a long time. But I noticed that I can fluctuate like 4 to 5 pounds in a day. And it's like, why? How? All right, Roxanne, I want to go to phones on this. Folks, all right, last thing before we close out this segment. A couple of quick calls here. So fire up the phones. How much have you fluctuated weight-wise in one day? And is this ongoing? What can the variation be in just like in hours or a day? 800-990-1047. That's 800-990-1047. Just curious. What amount of pounds in weight fluctuation have you seen in just like the course of a day or overnight or whatever? 800-990-1047. Roxanne.
I have my weight in my head of what I think that I am because it's what I weigh when I wake up in the morning, use pee, and then go weigh myself with no clothes on. And that's my weight. You say, how much you weigh? That's what I think I weigh. But then I go to the doctor. And usually my appointments would be after this show, after middays, after my work day. And I weigh 6 pounds more than what I think.
Eat or something?
Right. What I think my weight
Hold on,
is.
So you're putting weight on.
I'm putting 6 pounds on as the day goes along.
Yeah.
Now, some of that is clothing. Some of that is, if you're wearing, all your clothes and accessories. He's coughing out there.
He's coughing right in my freaking face.
So
Nobody knows that.
I know, but you were staring, so I just was.
Sorry.
Yeah, and so and you heard him as he was exiting. So I add about 6 pounds to whatever my starting weight is.
Look at the phones. Phones have lit up here. Fessa, bring up the call screener, please.
Sure.
And it's weird because sometimes, I'll have lunch and that you didn't eat 3 pounds for lunch. But so why does that happen? I don't get it. And then, I'll step on the scale, and let's say it's X weight, and then I'll step on the scale a couple hours later or half a day later, and I'm down 4 pounds.
You have a bad scale.
No, we have 2 scales in the bathroom. We've got scale 1, which is very accurate, and then scale 2, that's just to confirm that scale 1 is accurate.
You need scale 3 to confirm scale 2 to do scale 1.
Let me
Listen, what's more possibility? Your weight going up and down 5 pounds, or your scale's a little off?
No, it's the weight.
Okay,
because the scales are accurate.
Absolutely.
All right, and even if they were off, it's still going to show you the differentiation in the pounds. It's not like some kind of random haphazard, just what weight are we going to post now? It's not like that. All right, Spencer is in Holiday. Spencer, hi. You're on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Hello.
Hey, good morning, guys. I really enjoy the show. I'm calling about the weight fluctuation.
Yes.
And I'm a personal trainer.
Yes.
So you have water weight. It can be anywhere from 1 to 5 pounds, along with excrement. So that can fluctuate every day. So what you're drinking in on top of what you're eating, as well as how hydrated or dehydrated you are.
Yeah, I know that. I know that I can go for a walk, and I kind of get this. But I can go for a walk, and I do on Saturdays and Sundays, I do 5 miles. And I walked midday yesterday, so it was hot. And, I lost like 4 pounds in water weight. So I know that I weighed X, and then I came back and I weighed myself, and I was 4 pounds less after the 4 mile walk.
Give us your weight.
Or a 5 mile walk.
Yeah, that's pretty much what's going on right there.
Yep. And so you think it's all water weight for the most part?
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. Other than the food you ate that's sitting in you that you're gonna.
Yeah, I got it. All right. Yeah, I got it. All right.
Poop.
Please explain, sir.
Thanks, Spencer. Have a great one. Robert in Trinity. Robert, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hello.
How's it going? Hey, I can vary from 4 to 5 pounds a day, and my doctor said that it depends on how much salt I eat that day, because that helps retain water.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
No, that's a good point. So salt intake.
And some people have a tendency to retain, their bodies retain more water when they eat salt.
Thanks, Robert. Sheila Largo. Go, Sheila.
I lost 7 pounds in one day.
How's that?
Oh, Sheila.
Here we go. Oh.
I had bariatric surgery, and it's called dumping syndrome.
Okay.
All right.
And that's not.
Yeah, I mean, you go in for bariatric surgery, pretty quickly. You're losing some serious weight, right?
Yes, but if you overdose on like sugar, your body rejects it completely, and it goes from your mouth to the other end in a heartbeat.
Listen, I once saw something on TLC or whatever that was. Some lady had a tumor removed. She went from like 275 to like 180.
Damn.
Yeah, they pulled out a tumor like the size of a third grader. Seriously. All right, Sheila, thanks for the call. Oh, all right. Let me grab Rob quickly in Largo. Rob, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Welcome.
Hey, good morning, guys. I just wanted to comment also that I did some reading on this. I lost 75 pounds over 1 year, and it was strictly from walking. I walked between 18 and 25 miles a week, 6 days a week. And what I've been reading about is that you're supposed to weigh yourself on a set day of the week at a set time. They recommend doing it first thing in the morning, before you eat, after you go to the bathroom, before you eat or drink, after you go to the bathroom, say every Wednesday or whatever.
Wow.
That will provide you the most accurate weight. You're also supposed to utilize the same scale rather than different scales.
Gotcha. Thank you. I appreciate it. Rob, good stuff.
Never heard the,
Rob.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Never heard the day of the week thing. That's interesting. Pick a day.
Well, last call here. I'm running a little late now because I'm giving people bonus time on the hour and 20 minutes nonstop MJ. All right, Kathy, last call on this. Hi, Kathy.
Hi, how you doing?
Doing well. Go ahead.
I could say probably about 5 pounds in a day, and I agree with all the rest of the callers. It is water weight mostly. I'm a nurse, so I have this discussion a lot with my patients. Sodium. If you have a lot of sodium in your diet, you're going to retain a lot of water.
Yeah, that's what the previous caller said, so that's pretty good advice. Fester, where are you going? Fester's just walking out.
When it's break time, it's break time.
Hey, Kathy, thanks for the call. Yeah, where are you going, Fester?
I'm an hour and 20 minutes and out. You guys keep talking.
Fester's just walking out. All right, that's it, folks. Coming to an end. Hour and 20 minutes nonstop MJ Plus. We have an hour to go, almost an hour to go. Tom Brady got all bent out of shape at that Netflix roast.
Yeah, that's a real indication of his personality.
Yeah, so Tom Brady get bent out of shape. It's almost like a Will Smith, get my wife's bleeping name out of your bleeping mouth.
Except it was for a man.
Yeah, except you're right, it was for a man. We'll get into that coming up. Oh, after you brush your teeth, do not do this, and it's not what you're thinking. And can you imagine being on a flight where 70 passengers are puking? 70. Oh, my God. All right. I got a cell phone warning. We have a lot coming up. Another chunk of the MJ Morning Show in minutes here on Q105. Stand by. All right, some of our great sponsors here on the MJ Morning Show include WeatherTight Windows. WeatherTight Mike is going to make... And the final hour of the MJ Morning Show. Don't forget, Cash Kitty comes up again at 10 o'clock. So 54 minutes from right now, the Cash Kitty back again with another shot at your ability to win $1,000. So 10 a.m. is next, then 12 noon, then 3, then 5 p.m. later today. Cash Kitty all day long here on Q105. Big announcement tomorrow morning, 7:45. Large. I mean, Leon is getting larger announcement. Tomorrow morning, 7:45, here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. The Tom Brady Netflix roast.
That was last night.
Happened over the weekend. Was it last night?
Was it last night? Over the weekend. I missed it.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be replayed, right?
I'm sure
it's on Netflix.
It's going to live on Netflix forever.
Yeah, it was Sunday. So it was yesterday at the Kia Forum. People were in the house. I guess millions probably watched it at home. And there was a very uncomfortable situation that unfurled, that developed during the roast of Tom Brady. First of all, do we really need a Netflix special, The Roast of Tom Brady? I mean, it just seems
feel like we do.
Yeah, same thing. I'm in your boat. It just feels like it's forced. It's like, you know what? I woke up and I said, you know what? I need a live Netflix roast of Tom Brady. That's what's missing in my life. You know what?
I mean, I thought those roasts, they went for a while, but I thought they were done.
Some people find Jesus. Some people just wake up and they need a Tom Brady roast. You know?
Was that one guy, Jeff Ross?
Jeff Ross.
Yeah, he's the one who,
The career's made out of that.
All right, so here's the deal.
The roast master.
Yeah, Jeff Ross, the comedian, apparently dropped an obvious joke, and then Tom Brady freaked out and said, I don't want to hear that again. And it was caught on a hot mic. Hot mic.
Tom?
I wonder what part of the joke he didn't like.
Well, I'm going to tell you right. Well, it's pretty obvious.
Pretty obvious when you hear it.
We know
there's some different angles.
No, we know exactly what it is. So Kevin Hart was the host, and you remember I don't really know what Kevin Hart does.
He's a comedian.
I know that.
And a movie star. What don't you know?
But I don't know if I've ever seen anything with Kevin Hart ever. And
you know what he's not in? Rush Hour.
He's not in the Blues Brothers.
He's always in movies with The Rock, and he's always in buddy comedies.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen anything with Kevin Hart in it. The only thing I see him do is like a Capital One commercial.
So he's done some voice stuff too. I'm trying to think.
I have to ask a question. Did they do any Giselle jokes?
They did, as a matter of fact.
So he gets mad about that joke, but not about the wife jokes?
All right, so here's the joke.
What a weirdo.
So Jeff Ross, the roast specialist comedian, joked about Robert Kraft, the former, the current.
The owner.
Yeah. So Robert Kraft, Brady's former quarterback with the Patriots. So Robert Kraft, the owner of the Patriots, remember he was busted at a massage place, a rub and tug. Over in like West Palm, was it, or Jensen Beach, or
somewhere over there,
right, like in the West Palm area.
Doesn't make him a bad person.
No, listen, but he went in for a little massagey, and apparently the happy ending kind of deal.
Oh.
And so the comedian Jeff Ross, jokes and asks Tom Brady during the roast, "Hey, you want a massage?" And then Tom Brady apparently.
That's it.
Do you have the joke? Do you have the line that Jeff Ross said?
That can't just be the line.
We do.
So Jeff Ross said,
it was essentially asking if he wanted a massage.
Play the clip.
All right. So hold on. Andrew's saying no. Do you have the right clip? Because that's exactly what. All right, hang on. Andrew wants me to play the audio.
I think you're reading it out of context.
All right, well, I have the write up here. I mean, I have the exact quote. All right, here we go. Here's what Tom Brady got all bent out of shape over.
And on the first day of training camp, that scrawny rookie famously walked into the owner, Robert Kraft's office, and said, "I'm the best decision your organization has ever made." Would you like a massage?
Yeah.
The setup was
I love Robert Kraft. I love it again. Okay.
What did he say?
Don't say that bleep again.
Oh, man up, you weenie.
Andrew, that's exactly what he said. Do you want a massage?
Yeah, but the setup was when he walks into the office the first time he meets Robert Kraft. Do you want a massage?
Right.
Yeah.
So a massage joke to the time that Robert Kraft got busted, what? Like 5 years ago, 6 years? When was that?
Play the end of it again, or play the whole thing again.
Yeah,
I want to hear Tom get up to this mic.
Here we go, one more time.
And on the first day of training camp, that scrawny rookie famously walked into the owner Robert Kraft's office and said, "I'm the best decision your organization has ever made." Would you like a massage? I love Robert Kraft. I love
it again.
Okay.
So that
What are you
Brady,
going to do, Tom?
it's a freaking roast, and Tom Brady says, "Don't say that bleep again."
So he's protecting Robert Kraft.
Oh, clearly.
Yeah.
Clearly. I mean, Tom, it's a roast. You don't expect Robert Kraft, the rub and tug massage,
It's a come up.
whack shack kind of joke, Come on.
Thanks for protecting my legacy, Tom.
All right, roll it again. Here's the ending again. Tom
I
Brady.
love Robert Kraft. I love
it again.
Okay. I love Robert Kraft. I love
it again.
Okay.
Look at Jeff Ross, like a turtle going in his shell.
Yeah, folding like a cheap card table that my grandma used to have. They used to play canasta on. Remember those cheap little cardboard
little tables?
Yeah, those flimsy tables. Oh man. Anyway, no sense of humor. Tom Brady.
I mean, what jokes did he take? I mean, what
he
kind
took
of
a lot.
Yeah, what kind of Giselle jokes?
and his kids, I'm sure.
What kind of inflated ball jokes did they make?
Were there any? How about Giselle and the jiu-jitsu trainer jokes? Any of those?
Yeah, there was one.
Of course there were.
Did this go on for 3 hours?
I can't imagine.
Will Ferrell roasted him in character as Ron Burgundy, and he said Brady's a boring QB and the master of the 6-yard slant.
Man, I got a back itch. I don't have the monkey paw back scratch.
Oh,
Hold
you
on
need a
minute.
scrush brush.
Hang on a minute.
What are you scratching with? Are you scratching with a stapler?
Yeah.
Are you getting it?
Yeah, I got it.
All right.
Why don't you push in a staple?
Yeah, hang on. I'm just doing it.
He's doing the other side.
I'm doing it on MJ TV.
I haven't cut my nails in a while.
No, I don't need you scratching my back. All right, no, I just had an itch back there. Where was? Oh, this is ridiculous. You want to hear something else absolutely ridiculous? Speaking of comedians.
Did you just snort?
Yeah, I heard
Did
that.
I?
That was
You
weird.
want to hear something actually ridiculous?
All right. This is ridiculous. Speaking of comedians, Dave Chappelle. Do you remember the maniac that tried to attack him on stage?
Oh, yeah.
That maniac is now suing because the security guards tackled him.
Of course.
I thought they beat the hell out of him.
Are you kidding me?
Remember what he looked like afterwards?
Oh, my, yes. The deranged man who attacked Dave Chappelle on stage. That was in Hollywood, at the Hollywood Bowl, a couple of years back in 2022. He's out on the streets, and now he's suing the venue and security for tackling him, neutralizing him when he was a threat against Dave Chappelle's life. Isaiah Lee alleges that the Los Angeles amphitheater security team brutally beat him, spit on him, and purposefully dislocated his elbow.
Ow.
According to TMZ. So Lee is suing for negligent security and battery. Also claims the venue allowed Chappelle's entourage to beat him up.
Everybody kicked his ass.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Listen, you go to attack. Didn't he have a weapon with him as well?
It should be expected to be beaten.
Did he have a gun?
I think he had a weapon. Let me see if I can
What?
find.
No, I don't think he had
I
a
think
gun.
he had a weapon. So, Festo, look it up. So he's suing. Lee's lawsuit comes 2 years exactly since he launched himself at Dave Chappelle on stage. And he was apparently triggered over Chappelle's jokes about the LGBTQ community as well as homelessness.
He had a gun-like knife.
Yeah. I remember the guy had a weapon.
Didn't Chappelle go, I thought it was Will Smith? Didn't he say that afterwards?
I don't know.
Because it was after the...
That's not funny, though.
Who's that guy? Just gave me a stare down.
I've
never seen this guy. Who's this guy?
No one saw that.
Froggy will fight for your honor.
Who's that guy? Who's that guy? He just gave me the guy just stared me down.
We have a lot of construction
The guy
here.
just gave me a death stare. Who is that guy?
We're building studios here. A lot of people
I
we don't
but
know walking around.
Some guy just walked by and gave me a death stare.
He's just a very ugly man. Leave him alone.
Who's this guy? He's got a death stare. that gave me. She just looked at me like I'm going to kill you.
All right, Froggy,
like Dave Chappelle's attacker.
Hold on, Froggy and Andrew have walking down the hallway.
Yeah.
Look,
There goes
all right,
Froggy.
get
We
in
got
here.
him. Oh no, I see blood.
Do we know who that guy was?
I don't know. He just killed Froggy. He's on the carpet.
No,
You
but-
hear all that banging around?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's-
anyway, so I just thought it was ridiculous. The guy jumps on stage, has a weapon, tries to attack Dave Chappelle, and this guy has got the cojones to try to sue.
Look at this knife he had.
Yeah, it looks like a black handgun, and a knife shoots out of the barrel, out of the muzzle of the gun. My God, who was that guy? Is that guy dangerous? Who is that guy?
Dude.
Hold on, you
don't know what happened just now.
Andrew, who was that gave me the death stare?
I don't think it was a death stare, but that was one of the guys working on the studio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Don't bite the hand that feeds you.
There's gonna be a lot of people in this
Dude,
building.
you want to know what just happened?
What?
The door was stuck because they painted the frame of the door
Yeah.
and they closed it.
Yep.
And me and Andrew kicked it because he couldn't get in.
Yeah.
And the door went through all the new drywall, bursted a hole
No,
through
it didn't.
Oh my gosh.
Go look.
Are you kidding me?
Hey, Andrew.
I feel so bad.
Are
Andrew's
you
part of
kidding
this
me?
studio
The
destruction.
door handle went through.
Oh
Guys,
no.
you can't. Oh
I
my
know,
God!
it's not like it was an accident.
But you can't
The
kick
door-
the door. You can't karate chop.
No, Andrew, tell him how the door was not opening.
You can't kung fu kick the door. That's awful.
Rudy says it's fine. He'll repatch
Oh,
it.
my
I'm friends
God.
with Rudy. We fish together.
All right, whatever. All right. Anyway, I just thought this was ridiculous that Dave Chappelle's attacker is suing because he was manhandled by security. Guess what? That's what you get when you try to jump on the stage to attack Dave Chappelle or anybody for that matter.
That's probably the last day he could file.
I
right?
tell you what, why don't you lunge at the president and see what the Secret Service does to you?
No, you know what it was? That's a concert that Chris Rock was with him.
I think
And
you're getting.
Chris Rock comes out and goes, never mind.
Didn't Chris Rock run
He's
like
death staring you again.
Didn't Chris Rock run like a little girl?
I don't know.
Run like a little girl from Will Smith.
He did.
I'm not up to speed on all my comic death threats. I'm sorry.
All right, some more celebrity stuff. Pauly Shore.
I feel so bad for him, man.
Why?
I want him to do the movie, the
Me
Richard
too.
Simmons
Well,
movie.
here's the deal. The latest now is Richard Simmons said he did not approve of the biopic starring Pauly Shore as Richard Simmons. And let me tell you right now, Pauly Shore is a dead freaking ringer for Richard Simmons these days. It's unbelievable. So Pauly Shore is now saying that he is going to make the Richard Simmons biopic with or without Richard Simmons' support. So he's just doing it.
He went off the deep end the other day because Richard Simmons tweeted who he wanted to play Richard Simmons. Did you see that?
Who did he say?
Tom Cruise.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, I think. Did you mention that last week?
No,
That was
I
over the
didn't-
weekend.
Yeah, that's new information.
See, because
I heard that somewhere. What?
Paulie said, "Who's going to play you? Leonardo DiCaprio? You know, he's not going to play you. I'm perfect."
Yeah.
And I guess over the weekend he came out and said, "Tom." Did he really say Tom Cruise?
Yes.
No, I heard this in the last couple. I thought we had it on the show last week that he said Tom Cruise.
Maybe, I don't know, but I feel bad for the guy. Why won't Richard Simmons just let him do the movie? Give me a break.
Kate Beckinsale.
Hot.
Yeah, she is. She is. Who's the other one? I like Anne Hathaway too.
She's pretty.
Yeah, she got taken by a criminal.
So
Yeah, she did.
what do you mean?
Her husband.
One
Right?
of her
What-
husbands was guilty of
Yeah, he's a bad boy. Financial stuff.
Yeah.
Her current husband?
No, she was married
ex?
her ex.
All right. Kate Beckinsale though.
Ooh, God, she's hot.
She was in the hospital for months, and she's trying to stop the rumors that she had a total foot to head complete plastic surgery makeover rework. She's trying to say no, but why was she in the hospital for months?
Well, a couple things. First of all, did you see her at her 50th birthday party? She looked so amazing. She doesn't need a head to toe redo.
Something's
and second
up.
of all, different kinds of plastic surgery aren't going to require you be hospitalized for months.
She looks like a vampire.
But
like she does not age.
Why would she be in the hospital for months? So she went on Instagram over the weekend. And she explained that she's been accused of going under the knife several times over the past couple of decades. She says, I hate talking about this because I hate adding to this conversation, but I'm doing it because insidious bullying of any kind over time takes a toll. Beckinsale, who's 50, admitted sharing two separate clips of herself that were taken 20 years apart. But it doesn't answer the question, why was Kate Beckinsale in the hospital for a couple of months?
Maybe I thought she had gut issues.
I don't know.
Yeah, she had leaky gut.
LGS, leaky gut syndrome?
Yeah, LGS.
She could leak her gut juice on me.
All right. I just dumped that. That was disgusting.
I just play off your joke.
I wasn't joking.
Yeah, nothing's funny about stomach acid foreplay, Froggy.
We stop. I just dumped that. Professor, stop it.
I mean, nothing's funny about it.
Just stop it
I'm
right
telling
there.
you nothing's funny
I just
about
am a big fan, as you all know,
Just
of
stop it
Kate
right there.
Beckinsale.
And Roxanne, you know what you could look forward to?
Oh, tell me.
Leaky gut.
Please stop. Brooke Shields now says that when her husband is away, that her adult kids sleep in the bed with her. What?
I hear kids who do that.
What?
Wait. You said adult?
Brooke Shields is knocking on 60 years old. Brooke Shields, I mean, you know, when you think of her, back in Blue Lagoon days and everything.
Yeah, she was 15.
And back when she was in the Calvin, was it Calvin Klein commercials or the ads?
Yeah.
All I know is that they shouldn't show Blue Lagoon anymore. That movie's awkward.
Yeah, it is.
Agreed.
No, it is. Absolutely.
Very awkward.
Yeah.
That was the first R-rated movie I saw. I think I was like 9 years old.
No, your parents let you watch Blue Lagoon at 9?
A couple teenagers
young.
doing it on an
I was
island?
young.
What
Yeah.
kind of abusive parents did you have?
You will watch this
I had
movie.
amazing parents. Speaking of which, I would sleep in my mom's bed if she wanted me to. Like, who cares? Like, let Brooke do what you want to do.
Are there sons involved, or is it just daughters?
Man, your parents. How many episodes of Cops and Pasco were your parents in?
Going to the
My
wild
parents
again.
are very strict and very goody-goody, but I did see Blue Lagoon at a young age.
I'm just pointing out that Brooke Shields says that she still shares a bed with her adult daughters when her husband's away.
Okay, adult daughters, that's different.
Yeah, who cares? Like, if I go to Disney World with my mom, if we're all getting a hotel, you better believe that moms and daughters are bunking up.
This is not a hotel. This is at her house.
A little sleepover.
When the husband's away. I'm just saying.
If it was her sons, now that's a story.
You've been letting your kids sleep in your bed. Your kid is what, 6 and 4 or something, or 7 and 4, whatever.
Well, my 7-year-old is in her room, but my 4-year-old is with us, and it's fine.
Oh, sweet.
Gonna be 44 climbing into bed.
Well, so what's wrong with the children? You said they're daughters or they're sons or both? I'm sorry. I
No,
missed that part.
two daughters. Brooke
Two
Shields,
daughters.
I think they're 18 and 20. That's too old to climb into bed with mommy.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Well, okay, well, what about adult women having a sleepover? Is that weird too?
Yeah,
Like,
That's hot.
All friends sleeping in the same bed together. That's adults do that.
I do that.
Or pillow fights
Well, that's
involved?
bizarre.
Okay.
Lingerie.
Are you anyway? All right, 9:23 at the MJ Morning Show. All right, running a little late here. Let me grab our last break, and then we get back with the final segment. So I have a recommendation. Do not do this after you brush your teeth. Do not do this. Might not be what you think it is. Also, man, this is a disgusting airline story. I can't imagine being on this vomit comet. I hope we'll get to that coming up in just a bit. Cell phone warning. We got a lot in the final segment. I never chintz you, folks. I never short shrift you and put crap on the final segment. We always have top-notch A-list material in the final chunk of the MJ Morning Show, and that is next in minutes. Oh, and don't forget the massive announcement tomorrow morning at 7:45 here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Big announcement. All right, Zero Rain. I asked him if he could play the piano solo from Layla, and he did. He did.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you pick up the phone in the dessert room at Burns, and you get to talk to the piano player when he's in between songs. And I said, "Hey, can you do the murder scene from Goodfellas? Would you please? Where Carbone is frozen in the meat truck."
Everybody appreciate it?
Yeah, I think so.
Poor
I think everyone
Carbone.
enjoy. Oh, so you have a problem with my daughter?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I saw that Chet took her out on Saturday night, and she posted an offensive word.
Wait a sec.
What'd she post? What's the word?
I didn't see this.
What's the word?
Hold on.
Well,
hold
you
on.
should take a
wait,
look.
Wait a minute. Are you creeping on my daughter's Instagram? Ew.
If you follow
No,
somebody,
we're
are you
following-
creeping?
Her thing pops up, you geek.
I don't even know if I follow her.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I didn't see that. Why didn't I see this? What's the problem?
She went to as she calls it, and I don't believe in this word, a midget wrestling event.
What?
Yeah, with Chet, I guess.
What, Saturday night?
What?
Wait, hold on. Where the hell was she Saturday night?
Watching midgets wrestle.
Where were we Saturday night?
Boy, I tell you, old Chet knows her hot buttons. That family loves midgets.
Go to her stories. And she typed midget wrestling. Oh, it might be gone by now. But then there's another video of her at a midget wrestling event.
Are you kidding me? Hold on.
The
good old Chet. That's a good time.
Yeah, let me call Michelle or Chloe.
I mean, it
Hold on.
looked fun.
Where the heck was she?
Hello.
Yeah, Chloe, Froggy has a question for you.
Okay.
Hi, Chloe. Where were you Saturday night?
Saturday night. Oh, I was in St. Pete at this block party for Cinco de Mayo.
And what were you watching?
Midget wrestling.
MJ, how offensive! How could you?
Did they call it midget wrestling?
They did call it midget wrestling. And so I was like, is that not a cancelable term nowadays? I don't know, but it was midget wrestling and everybody was there for it.
How fun was it?
It was really fun. I mean, they did a men's wrestling and a women's wrestling, and they were really short people.
Yeah, that's what they are. Yes.
I like your new boy. Was it your boyfriend's idea?
Yeah.
I
it
like
was.
Chet. He's a good egg.
All right.
What's the matter with you, MJ? You could have been one of the wrestlers.
Stop it.
This goes out to my daughter, Chloe.
Stop it. All right, Chloe, I got to go.
And change it to little. It's a little people wrestling.
Are you studying?
I'm walking right now.
All right, have fun.
Alrighty, bye.
All right.
Well, she sounds chipper.
Yeah.
Ever since that chat,
Yeah, she's getting some good practice scores on the LSAT. So she took it a couple of weeks ago, and she's got to get her essay done and then get the score on that one. And then she takes it again next month. She takes the LSAT again in June.
God, does it ever end?
And hopefully that'll be it. And then she can start applying to law schools and, get into, a top law school.
School just sounds awful.
Yeah, it really does.
Oh,
I have nightmares about being back at school.
Yeah, education, that's just terrible. It's awful. Yeah, it's really, really
Hey, I went
bad.
to college for 6 years, all right?
That's just junior college.
Community college was 4 of it.
Hey, you know what I didn't mention on Friday? I had this in Friday's pile, and I was about to let today slip by without mentioning this. If you love your car and it's very, very loud, the chances are you're a psychopath.
Really?
If you love your car really, really loud, is that like
the engine?
Is that like the street racers with their little their big coffee can mufflers and everything?
I guess so. Yeah, that's the loud cars.
No, this is interesting that folks that have loud cars, souped up engines, and are psychopaths, according to a new study. So here you have a psychology professor and was wondering, when you have the beefed up engines, and some of them are just awful. You hear, you'll have people outside in a pedestrian area or an area where there's a lot of outdoor dining, and then you have some schmuck on wheels, I mean literally, that just has some kind of an exhaust or engine system, and it's just... And it's just ridiculously loud, and people are covering their ears. It's just so the psychology professor was wondering who really wants to make this kind of noise, and it turns out that a professor, Julie Aitken-Shermer of Western University in London, Ontario, Canada, told the Canadian Broadcasting Company that every day we come across these loud cars and pickup trucks and motorcycles that are backfiring, and she gets startled and then starts doing some research and did a report last year. A desire for a loud car with a modified muffler is predicted by being a man and higher scores on psychopathy and sadism scales. What the hell?
I think I agree with a good doctor.
You know what you know what I hate? And we came across one this week. Oh, I did. I came across one this weekend. I'm in the neighborhood doing my walk on, I think it was Saturday. And do you know the mufflers that they get all those crackling pops?
Yeah, the cool ones. Right.
And the backflow from the exhaust causes all those little, not little, but big, quick popping.
Yeah.
Man,
sounds like gunshots.
It does. And it's obnoxious. Why do these people think that other folks want to hear their exhaust and hear their engines?
I saw a video of a guy that the cops came to his garage. He was working on his car, and the cops thought he was shooting guns. They were shooting gun complaints. They're like, "Where's the gun?" He's like, "I don't have a gun."
On the ground!
And he's
face down!
Yeah. He's like,
hands behind your back!
He's like, "It's my car." They're like, "No way!" And they're like, "Start it!" And he starts it. It goes, sounds like just a machine gun. Yeah. And they're like, "All right. Have a good rest of your day, sir."
Were there any cannon shots?
Dude, it was loud. It sounded just like a machine gun.
To the 20, to the 10, to the 5.
Touchdown, Buccaneers!
Fire the cannons!
Fire the cannon! G-Deck!
Do you think he has a nice deck behind his house?
Gene Deckeroff?
Yeah, does Gene Deckeroff
Has he ever done a commercial for decks?
For a deck company?
Gene Deckeroff or Deckeroff decks.
Do you need a nice sun deck in your home?
You need to get your hands on our decks.
Call Gene Deckeroff Decks.
Who's this field goal sponsored by?
Deckeroff Decking.
Deckeroff Decking.
Exactly. Yes. This guy picking his butt is brought to you by Deckerhoff's Decks.
That's Froggy right now.
Yeah, there you go. All right, do not listen carefully, ladies. The guy's giving me a death stare again. Look at that.
Well, you
he
stop.
He just death stared me.
Just
He's
I
giving
just
me
put
a death stare.
I just put a hole in his
Just an
wall.
ugly man. He's not looking. He's just an ugly person. Let him work.
All right, very
Or just a serious face.
All right. Do not do this after you brush your teeth.
Drink Horton's juice.
Well, that tastes awful.
It really does.
That's the worst. When you've got that minty, fluoride toothpaste in your mouth.
You get that citrus.
And then you take a swig of orange juice. That's the worst. All right, do not do this. According to dental experts, do not rinse your mouth after you brush your teeth.
Huh?
Some people have the propensity, you brush your teeth, and then you get a whole glass of water. And you
What?
Don't do that.
You keep the fluoride in your body?
Yep.
Circulating in your body?
Yeah, right. Then why do when I get my teeth cleaned, the dentist uses that little thing and then sucks it?
Listen, I'm just telling you, if you're rinsing your teeth with water after brushing them, it may be time to stop. There are actually benefits to leaving that extra bit of toothpaste on your teeth. I used to rinse after brushing my teeth and even went back over them with a wet toothbrush to remove any remnants of toothpaste. But then I found out from a dentist that doing that isn't the most effective method to keeping your teeth in good shape.
All right.
All right. This isn't a dentist. This is somebody who heard from a dentist.
No, the dentist has videos online.
Oh, this is a dentist.
Yes. So the dentist has a bunch of like oral hygiene and tooth-related videos, and the dentist is saying, do not rinse your mouth. Leave the little bit of toothpaste in your mouth coating your teeth.
What sucky channel is
Yeah,
that?
that sounds like an awful channel.
I follow a dentist.
So let's talk about toothpicks.
Hi, like and follow for more oral hygiene information.
My uncle was a dentist, and I remember he used to always tell me, Roxanne, water is a universal solvent. So water, in a sense, drink as much as you can and swish it in your mouth. It cleans your teeth, essentially.
That's a lie.
Is that a lie as well?
Your uncle was...
He was ahead of his time with his TikTok information, false claims. No,
water's bad for you.
Yeah, I think the movie is, or the channel the guy has, I think it's like Teeth. Like that movie Teeth. You ever see that?
Oh, that movie's awesome.
Yeah, it's
bite that thing right
Yeah,
off.
don't watch the movie Teeth, folks, if you're squeamish.
It's a good one.
Yeah, whatever you do. Now this is rough. Can you imagine being on a jetliner and you have 70 passengers that had bad food and they're all hurling?
Jeez.
Can you imagine what that would be like?
Be like the lard ass scene from Stand By Me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So this is Condor Air. It's like a German airline. I've seen Condor. I've never flown Condor, but it is a German carrier. And apparently 70 people were throwing up.
Oh.
Yeah, on the flight.
It's a vomit fest.
Can you imagine that?
No. Was it flying around the plane?
Well, the Daily Mail is reporting that a large number of passengers on Condor flight Delta Echo 2315 from Mauritius to Frankfurt all caught the same stomach bug. Yeah. Only a couple of bathrooms available and 70 passengers desperately needing to wow.
There's got to be video of people just yakking.
That's crazy. I got a couple of other things, but I'll save these for tomorrow. I got some good stuff already primed and ready to roll for tomorrow. All right, tomorrow morning, 7:45, I got a big announcement. Very big, large announcement at 7:45 tomorrow morning. You don't want to miss this. You're going to like it. 7:45, big announcement tomorrow. MJ Morning Show here on Q105. All right, and then Cash Kitty's on the way in 16 minutes at 10 o'clock. Then noon, 3 and 5 p.m. So stand by, a chance to win $1,000 in minutes. Folks, have a great day. We'll see you for the big announcement tomorrow morning at 7:45 right here on the MJ Morning Show. Actually, join us at 6. And let's be careful out there.